greenback from the ADL loves Elon Musk, but Jewish voice for peace he calls a terrorist. Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL loves John Hagee, but would send to the gulag, oh, any Jew like me. No, no, they don't keep us safe, rather see us kill. No, no, they don't keep us safe, goddamn the ADL. No, no, they don't keep us safe, and they never will. No, no, they don't keep us safe, fuck the ADL. Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL wants the feds to spy on student activists like they did my grandparents. Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL will recruit young Jews to spy on each other to boot. No, no, they don't keep us safe, rather see us kill. No, no, they don't keep us safe, goddamn the ADL. No, no, they don't keep us safe, and they never will. No, no, they don't keep us safe, fuck the ADL. Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL says Jewish hate has risen hard and fast at an unprecedented rate. But the metric that he used includes words like mine that demand the occupation and then free Palestine. No, no, they don't keep us safe, rather see us kill. No, no, they don't keep us safe, goddamn the ADL. No, no, they don't keep us safe, and they never will. No, no, they don't keep us safe, fuck the ADL. Fuck the
I'm so sick of the bullshit. We've been down this freaking road so many times. Oh, exquisite monotony. Tell me, is this the definition of insanity? I expected different results. Now I'm trapped because I'm broke, forever in debt. And some rich guy in a private plane is gonna kill me. He's got hair plugs and a cock spaceship, he's gonna kill me. Billionaire
your way to work tomorrow, instead of sitting around with your finger up your ass, look around. There's a union out there called AFSCME, and they're busting their balls for you doing a lot of shit work you take for granted. For example, we pick up your fucking garbage. We got broads out there who keep your kids from getting run over by some hard-on. We plug up the holes in the road so you don't fuck up your car. And we push around a lot of little old ladies from Florida. We're out there zapping rats and roaches and making sure your kids don't drink piss from no fucking water fountains. We're fucking AFSCME, Amalgamated Federalization. Hey, I don't know what the fuck it means. All I know is we're hard-working, tax-paying people like you, and we don't take shit from nobody. You got that, asshole? AFSCME, the fucking union that works for you.
All I got is $2.75, $1 and a couple dimes on my name. Really not a game. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Applying to jobs, never getting hired. Why is it hard to live the life that I desire? I just wanna live carefree. Got the stress right next to me. Bills piling up on top of each other. Doesn't make sense why the poor man gotta suffer. I hit the hotline up every day. You gotta know my number. I hit the hotline up every day. They gon' know my number. Hit the hotline up every day. They gotta know my number. Yeah, they gonna know, they gonna know,
from my mama, 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 mama. I wanna go home. I wanna from my mama, 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 mama. I wanna come home. Empty pocket, loaded, narrow. it from my mama. Mama, 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 I wanna come home. I got it from my mama. Mama, 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 I wanna come home. I got it from my mama. Mama, 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 I wanna come home. I got it from my mama. Mama, 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 I wanna come home.
Back in 48, took our homes away. You were uninvited, we were forced to pay. Not anymore, no, not today. Palestine, the land of the brave. Only courage is what remains. This blood runs through my veins. What you think that we're afraid? I'll remind you of our name. You ready? PA, we will defend LE until the end. ST ain't going nowhere. INE, this is our land.
Allah is with us. You can do what you want to me. Allah is with us. Right from the river to the sea. With us through blood, sweat and tears. Whether it's days, months or years. Allah is with us. Allah is with us.
Fast forward the years and you haven't left. Now the world has seen how you made this mess. You need to leave, got the wrong address. This is Palestine, 100%. I promise I'm not backing down. The whole world sees who to blame, and now we'll stand and shout it out. I'll remind you of our name. You ready? PA, we will defend LE until the end. ST ain't going nowhere. INE, this is our land.
Allah is with us. You can do what you want to me. Allah is with us. Right from the river to the sea. With us through blood, sweat and tears. Whether it's days, months or years. Allah is with us. Allah is with us.
Oh Lord, protect our land and our homes. The world sees us and just lets us go. But one thing is for sure, you are always there. You are always there.
Allah is with us. You can do what you want to me. Allah is with us. Right from the river to the sea. With us through blood, sweat and tears. Whether it's days, months or years. Allah is with us. Allah is with us.
Welcome on in to the Central Committee stream. This is the Mike from PA show with your host, Mike from PA. Mad Mike has one hell of a job selling genocided anti-capitalism for gifties. I can tell you, I don't even know what you're trying to say. I don't know what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say that a show should not have financial support to exist? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Mike is back in studio. We made it back. I gotta say, Wisconsinites, the trip, I had a bad trip. You know, it's not, you guys were great. It's just every other element of the trip went wrong. The transport was fucking terrible. Love your cheese and your capacity for, I mean, I had all these people talking to me about Malort, and it was like, okay, that didn't faze me at all. But is this supposed to be hard to stomach? Looks like suppressors might get removed from the NFA. Let's fucking go. Oh, I am buying so many silencers when they're legal. Holy shit. Mike, VO is gorgeous. It was like meeting an alt baddie IRL. VO is horse. Like what? VO definitely is someone who downplays their looks. They're just like, it's like seeing a fucking sculpture in real life, you know? Malort tastes bad, but it's not poison. I think it's interesting. Mike, this is oh, okay. I just want to let you guys know something. Francesca Hong is so talented and is very charismatic. You know, I think that the way that people are trying to ego distance themselves from this loss by trying to pretend she was some sort of bad candidate are really doing themselves a disservice. I know we talked about this a bit yesterday, but I just want you guys to understand that it's an absolute nonsense. It's absolute bullshit. She was an unknown backbench state legislator, and she took the entire Democratic Party establishment to the fucking mat. And because she didn't get help, she needed outside help because the other side was getting outside help. You can't, like, it's just that simple. It's like going, if somebody loses a battle because one side has fucking air, supremacy, and you're like, they were really bad infantrymen, the way they got strafed from the air relentlessly. Like, no, infantry are not designed to fight against, close air support. They have a limited capability there. They need to have the right counter available that's outside their expertise. And if it's not there, they're going to struggle. Did you see Bernie on MR with his reasoning beyond the non-endorsement? I'm going to watch that interview. And I'm going to tell you that what Bernie said was absolute fucking bullshit. And, I have some analysis that I'm holding back. I'm going to be honest with you guys that I have analysis that I'm holding back. And I'm holding it back because I think it's extremely toxic. And I don't think that you guys are really going to understand what I'm saying. And I also think it's not that big a deal, but it's becoming a big deal because people are not aware of it. And I'm worried that it might be true, but I don't have enough evidence. So let's just say that I'm developing a hypothesis and I don't like the hypothesis that I'm developing, but I think it might be true. But I don't have the evidence for me to tell you it's true. And I worry that if I think this out loud, you guys are going to believe it without caring about the truth. Tier 3 subs get the analysis. I mean, it's not really analysis. It's more of a hypothesis. Are Bernie and AOC social democrats and not democratic? No. It just has to do with I'll just tell you what I'm thinking. I've changed my mind. I think I could phrase it in a way as everyone to kind of understand what I'm saying and also know that, I can't prove it. But it's there's definitely a clique nature of politics in the Democratic Socialist, where there's some social proof that's needed as opposed to a logical analysis. You know what I mean? It's not like people are looking at these things and going out of their way to try to help people that are talented and good and have good opportunities. It's more like these people need entree into a clique. And the clique is the one that's making that, and they're making decisions for the interests of the clique, not necessarily, which I understand that that's how normal, neurotypical people operate. But I don't think we could rely on Bernie Sanders' clique as the only way that we get any kind of national, any national support for socialists. They treat the movement more as a social club and not a political movement. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at. And I don't like it. It's kind of the problem with the both being DC people, and they have DC brain. As much as they try to push back against the establishment, they have DC brain. What, you're telling me people are not being principled to move it forward? Fork found a kid. I know, as somebody who is principled and move it forward, I don't understand why more people aren't, because it's fucking great. I guess I'm just not greedy. I think that's what's wrong with me. I'm not greedy. I'm are things going good for me? Am I hitting my numbers? Am I hitting my benchmarks? Do I as soon as I do, I'm all right, how do I self-actualize? What is the cure for DC brain? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like, I'm so disappointed that like this is a huge slap to creators. Oh yeah, the Twitch thing. I don't know what's going on with this. I can't comment yet because I need to like read up more on it. I assume it's bad. How does this synthesize with support for Graham Plattner? Actually, the Graham Plattner situation is exactly why I think this. I think Graham Plattner's support was because he was inside the clique. Like, there's no fucking way that you're endorsing Graham Plattner, but you're not endorsing Francesca Hong. Like, come on, man. Come the fuck on. Like, come on, man. Also, he endorsed a governor's race. Troy Jackson. So the whole thing about, oh, I don't endorse governor's races is not even true. You lied. You did. You did this cycle. And he's like, oh, I don't understand farmers. But you did. You endorsed someone who's like a fucking centrist practically. I have a lot of resentment for Bernie and AOC. Here's the thing about that. I don't think resentment helps you. I think resentment is loser shit. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think resentment ever helps you in life. I think it's just privileged entitlement. And like, some things are gonna continue to exist, okay? Some things are gonna continue to be, it's the fear of letting outsiders in. Bernie got burned during his presidential campaigns by people he trusted. The problem is like, they're thinking in such a like loser way. Like, a lot of the ways that they're operating is the way that losers operate, which is like, if any progressive loses, then it'll make me not win, because people will analyze this in a logical fashion. It's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. They're going to make up another reason to oppose you because they're ideologically against you, because the wealthy are against you. It has nothing to do with like logic. And when you think like that, you need to realize that Francesca winning will structurally put you in a much better position, because you'll have a major ally, or you would have, as governor of a swing state. Now you don't. Now you have somebody who's directly beholden to the machine, and totally beholden to the machine. 100% beholden to the machine, because he would have lost without the machine. He didn't have any charisma. He didn't have any boost of his own. It was Tony Evers. It was the Democratic establishment. It was the mainstream media. So of course he's going to be a puppet of all those forces. So we now have an enemy as opposed to a staunch ally. Very stupid. And she wouldn't have lost. Just stop it. Wait, Hassan is finally suing? Yes. Let's throw a title up there. Hassan is finally suing, chat. He's finally fucking suing. And he's choosing to sue a major corporation. Sue the fucking small-time idiots that are also slandering you, that can't afford to fight back. What else was I going to say? Oh, I guess I can say Hassan is finally suing Fox News. And Sam Seder versus Bernie Sanders. And like, a lot of the clique nature of the socialist movement in America today, you know, is based on like some successful champions. So I don't feel resentment for them. Like, I don't feel entitled to them. That's one of the things that I think is really helpful for your mentality, is not to feel entitled. Don't feel entitled to my help. Don't feel entitled to, just like I can't feel entitled to AOC or Bernie. I can only argue that they should help and present evidence, but I don't feel entitled to anything. And I don't want you guys to feel entitled to mine either. Like, you know, I can't help everyone who asks me, and I can't build the movement for you on my own. I need you to demonstrate the quality, and then I can help assist, because I shouldn't be the only thing driving your campaign. We saw, like, you know, one of the problems of, and here's the thing, I'm not even mad about the Francesca thing. I think it's awesome. I think it proved a lot of what I believe, which is like, we have a historic opportunity and people just need to run for shit. And Fran took the fucking leap of doing it and proved that that was right. I pray that Sanders and AOC catch onto this critical error and become comfortable with the realization that in order to act the things they want to do, they're going to have to become more antagonistic to the establishment instead of this tightrope of pushing and appeasing to further the agenda. Worked in some ways, but it's showing its weaknesses in instances like this. I think it's just a matter of like, I don't think it's something as grand as that. It's like a knob, right? There's like a knob. There's a 0 and there's an 11, and they're like on a 3, and I want them to be on a 7. You know, like, especially AOC is like on a 2 and I want her on an 8. You know, it's a matter of degree as opposed to like some complete different, it goes to 11. Yeah, that's me. I'm the 11 switch. They don't care about their movement as much as they care about their personal success. Very clearly, IMO. I disagree. I disagree. I think that they believe that they have to operate for self-protection, number one, because of the amount of hostility they have. And they're correct. This is one of the things that I want to, this is actually something I want to talk about a little bit while we're waiting for everybody to wake up in the first hour. The first hour is where I like to just yap. I don't know if you guys noticed that. The first hour is yap time. I should probably not do that, but I like to get things off my chest. A lot of people will see something like Zoran Mamdani talking about, defund or whatever, and they'll get really frustrated and they'll get really mad at Zoran. And it's like, you are a child, you are a child. You're not acting like a socialist. You're acting like a liberal consumer of political content. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, do you know who the city councilors are of New York City? How many Zoran allies are on the city council? How many Zoran enemies? What about the state legislature? What about the state senate? Who's heading the police union? What about organized labor in New York? What unions are pro-Zoran? What unions are anti-Zoran? What unions are toss-ups? What's your understanding of the power situation that Zoran Mamdani is facing in New York City? Does he control the city council? Are Zoran allies a majority on city council? There's no fucking attempt to have a nuanced or in-depth, if you hate the word nuance, a power mapping of the institutional and personal obstacles that our allies face. We expect them to do all that work, and then if they're say anything that annoys us, now we need to have a tantrum online. Does that sound like an adult socialist? Does that sound like a vanguardist? That's the thing that's funny to me, is the people that call themselves the vanguard, implying that they're the revolutionary elite, don't know dick and don't know shit. You don't know anything. You're just reacting to a video that was clipped by someone else, you fucking loser. What about the police unions? How much money did they donate in the last mayoral election? What's the approval rating of police in New York City and New York as a whole and the nation as a whole? What is the power situation? Where are the masses on this? There's no attempt to learn. That's why I have a lot of problem with the American left today, is instead of going, all right, Zoran Mamdani very clearly feels that the movement, called defund the police is extremely damaging. Instead of being like, okay, what is the cause of that feeling, and try to attack that, they go, no, it's because he's a bad guy. And in order to change his mind, I have to damage his reputation. I need to go after his support among his base, and I have to tell everyone he's a piece of shit. That's the strategy. And it's and the reason why that is because it's woke one. I know everybody is doing this thing where they're embarrassed to talk about woke one, but I'm not. I'm going to keep doing it. Woke one is attempting to do this interpersonal, reputational aggression, relational aggression, attempting to kind of enforce this ideological uniformity interpersonally, as opposed to any actual, I don't know, fucking power. Recognition of reality, diagnosis of problem, assess mechanism of action of problems, develop solution. Exactly. That's what we would do if we were actually revolutionary. And I feel like, people feel like gesturing towards systems is the same thing as actually trying to develop a comprehensive tactic and strategy to defeat it. It's a lot easier to just sit on your fucking ass and perform radicalism than it is to actually try to figure out how to destroy the enemy. What are you doing to destroy the enemy is what you should be asking yourself. Woke one was like the bourgeois cultural revolution. That's why a lot of ultras like it, because their fantasy is to do dunce camp struggle sessions. They got people to do libertarian struggle sessions. You know what I mean? Let 1,000 struggle sessions bloom. I quite quit every job to increase the value of labor for my replacement. So true. But unironically, imagine a labor movement that instead of trying to organize collectively around the goal of raising wages and getting a uniform contract, tried to browbeat people that everyone felt was bad at negotiating their salary. That's between socialism that I want to do, which is we all take collective responsibility with each other and we together uniformly develop a strategy to oppose the opposition collectively, instead of, you know, what woke one is, which is browbeat the person you think was weak when they negotiated and yell at them and throw books at them about negotiating and going, read this book about negotiating your salary. You're dragging down the salary for everybody here because you're not negotiating your salary good enough, and throwing a book at them and yelling at them and going like, don't invite that guy to the bar. He sucks at negotiating his salary. Fuck that guy. That is the difference between what I'm trying to do and the methods and tactics that what I'm describing when I say woke one. And by the way, I'm not talking about, you know, the uprisings after the murder of George Floyd. I'm not talking about Ferguson. I'm not talking about street protests. I'm not talking about the radical action that took place. I'm talking about the culture online and in communicative spaces that people try to enforce in their day-to-day lives and their lived experience. The way these organizing spaces and these movement spaces police themselves and the way they treat each other. AOC and Bernie are surrounded by crazy Republicans and do-nothing Democrats. Honestly, it has to be disheartening. Yes, exactly. So how do you help them? Is it by yelling at them? Or is it by electing a whole bunch of more people around them? I don't know if you noticed, but AOC has been going to the left on a lot of issues because people like Zoran are winning, because other people around the country are winning. When she comes out and speaks, she's been speaking more left-wing publicly lately. You know, when one of them wins, she's been coming out and congratulating them and saying positive things about them and like immediately allying herself with them. Like that is the type of and obviously, listen, I have critiques of them. You come to my show, I think that if AOC and Bernie Sanders had enthusiastically endorsed Francesca Hong right after Mandela Barnes dropped out, she would have easily won. They also could have like given her comms advice. They also could have helped her hire some people that are aligned with the progressive left to come and help on her campaign. Do you understand? I did a tweet yesterday that I want to I did this while I was traveling after the stream yesterday, which I think is a really important tweet of mine. Okay. I didn't want replies, but it's fine. I'll scroll and find it. People don't understand what is meant by endorsement. The public support is only a small part. For left-wing candidates, endorsements come with list sharing of grassroots donors and direct appeals on behalf of the candidate. Single email sent by AOC can raise $100,000. When people talk about Hong not buying TV ads, they talk about it as if she decided not to and spent her money in a kooky and non-standard way. That's spin designed to degrade her. She simply didn't have the money. So lack of endorsement from AOC and Bernie starved her. And this is the thing that I'm trying to get you guys to understand, is that endorsement is like, there's a lot of different facets to it, where yes, it's the public support. Yes, it is the media blitz. Yes, it is rallies. Yes, it is their picture thrown up on your website. Ro Khanna is not like, his endorsement is not going to come with a lot of money. His like he does closer to what we call paper endorsement, which is good for his reputation. But overall, he's not doing what like Bernie Sanders do or AOC do when they endorse. He's not doing what DSA does when it endorses. This is something that we often talk about at DSA is I'm in favor of you know, trying to like recruit people to become DSA. Like if somebody has a like strong campaign and they're left on like all the major issues, but they're not a DSA member yet, I think DSA should recruit them into DSA. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't think that people necessarily have to be members because the organization is too small right now. So if someone charismatic is out there and they spun up a really successful campaign and they're interested in plugging into DSA, I think we should be willing to do it. So, you know, there's an example of someone who did that. His name is Donovan McKinney. Donovan McKinney had a successful campaign spun up, and then he allied with DSA and is moving himself to the left because of it. I think it's great that happened. I don't think it's a good thing that we try to like hold people out. That being said, I understand why people get nervous that there's going to be opportunists that slip in. And the answer is yes, there will. And we'll have to deal with them when that happens. Okay, Hassan and you on this specific issue don't seem to be on the same page. I'm not trying to do drama. I'm just saying he was saying she didn't because she chose not to or something to that effect. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstand him. Didn't watch the whole stream yesterday. I will go ahead and I've been busy. So I haven't been watching any of Hassan's stream. But from the bit that I saw yesterday, it seems like he had a pretty decent analysis. I'll correct him on the TV shit if I need to, because it is not. It's not like she was going like, I refuse to do TV because buying TV is not leftist. It's like, to do TV, you need millions of dollars. If you want to do a statewide ad push on all the television, on multiple network television and cable, that costs a lot of money. Of course it does. Think about who's buying ads on everything. It's like fucking Coca-Cola and Amazon and shit. Like, do you think that stuff is cheap? Dumb leftist doesn't believe in TV. Yeah, they're trying to Dennis Kucinich her. Okay? They're trying to Dennis Kucinich her, which is to say, oh, she was a kooky lefty. They don't like the fact that AOC, Bernie, and Zoran have broken out of the kooky lefty bubble. That was a really effective tactic they used to do in the 90s, which is make left-wing people seem like crunchy hippies who are like fucking high on shrooms. Like, you giggle at them because they're naive and they smell like patchouli oil. Like, that was the old tactic. It's not working because people are so angry. It didn't really work on Bernie Sanders because he's an angry guy. So people don't think of angry hippies. And then a lot of millennials have come up when, you know, like left-wing politics was at least taken somewhat seriously. So the patchouli oil, like Dennis Kucinich, flower child, lifestylist, like bubble was popped. And you guys don't really understand that. I still don't know what patchouli is. Okay. Calls on Abdul to condemn Hassan. Yeah, she's very stupid. 69% of New Yorkers now have a favorable opinion of Zohran Mamdani. This is the type of cultural competence that I'm talking about, right? This is the type of stuff that sets you apart. A new Siena poll out this morning shows 69% of New Yorkers have a favorable view of Mayor Mamdani, up 11 points since June. And like, you know, as somebody who I want to take you guys back to when I first started streaming. The big debate point at that point was not defund, it was ACAB, right? That was the phrase that everybody was freaking out. It wasn't defund or abolish police, it was ACAB, okay? ACAB was the phrase of the day. Ultimately, ACAB was superseded by more radical slogans, but ACAB was the slogan. And what I would say at the time is, I don't think politicians should say it, but they should, because I think that is bad optically to normies. I don't think that like, I think a lot of normies are bought into the propaganda that cops, especially white people, that cops are, you know, at least trying to, you know, make the world better, which is not, you know, the analysis there is very stale and propagandistic, right? Look at the ad support spent for Crowley. Oh, wow. What do you know? In the last 2 weeks of the primary, he had 4.3 million. Wow, I can't believe it. This is so surprising. It's almost like he was bought by billionaires. And this is what I'm talking about with fundraising lists. You think David Crowley just knows how to fundraise really well? Or did Tony Evers do it for him? You think David Crowley was like, yeah, I had to, he decided he didn't want to tap into his network, guys. Guys, he didn't want to tap into his network in June and May, but he just decided one day that he was going to tap into his network. He just locked in. Like, that's the thing about this kind of shit is, and by the way, without my help, without Hassan's help, Francesca was not doing too hot, even as a front runner fundraising, because they were searching for an alternative. But you know who was like by far and away the best candidate for fundraising? Mandela Barnes. He could pretty consistently raise some money. He was, if Mandela Barnes didn't have whatever scandal, he would have run away with the race. Dave Weigel using Sam Hyde memes.
You know that, Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you!
Cool Nazi meme. Cool Nazi meme, bro. Cool Nazi meme, bro.
Embarrassing.
And like, when you see this, this is the Tony Evers fundraising. Because he's a 2-term governor. And every rich person in Wisconsin knows him. And all the DGA donors, all the centrist Dem donors. Tony Evers probably did it for fucking, based on like what I saw with David Crowley walking around with Evers in his pocket. My guess is Evers did it for him. Mike, should we be concerned with how much they're coming after Hassan right now, or should we be because they're essentially attacking us? Obviously, Mike was right. Has had a tough couple weeks. With Abdul and Fran, obviously the polls, they did not run away with the elections like I thought they might, because a lot of new shit happened. Like I didn't see this coming. When I thought Fran was gonna hit 60%, I did not see this coming. Okay, I did not see Evers endorsing and then a fucking 4.3 money cannon being shot her face, and I didn't see the entire national media suddenly deciding to go through her like all that shit. I did not see that coming. Okay, I didn't see hundreds of thousands of Republicans crossing over to vote for, you know, Haley Stevens. So those were some unforeseeable things that should always tell you that your model of the world is never complete. And as soon as you start getting comfortable, the world is going to throw a curveball at you. So never become too overconfident. Now, I just wanted to give it a side on that because I think that's an important thing to remember. Life lesson. You should always go back. And like I've been very right this year. You know, I've been extremely right this year, but no one is infallible. Just keep that in mind. Nobody is. The second thing is I've been saying this for fucking 6 years, that Hassan should sue people, that you should not join in dog piles on Hassan. You're not holding him accountable or doing constructive criticism. You are helping advance fucking Nazi and stalker hate campaigns. It's when I got banned for quote anti-Semitism. A lot of that shit came out of the left trying to quote hold me accountable because they were distracting from the fact that Lolo overruled their buddy, got caught being a sex pest. And so they were redirecting the mob to me. Okay? But that shit does not good. And now it's used to slander everyone I help. Does anybody really believe that that has advanced the left? Serious question. This is a test of woke one. Do you think it actually helps the left that you guys held on to these clips about Hassan and me? Do you think that helps the left? Do you think it made a difference, positive difference to hold us accountable or make these safe spaces safer, whatever the fuck supposed justification was used? No one ever gets banned for Islamophobia, but you and Hassan get banned for anti-Zionism. I mean, it's because it went viral, and it's okay. It's okay to be Islamophobic. You can't, however, if you criticize Israel, you better do it perfectly, or else you will get banned and labeled a hater for the rest of your life. He needs a dedicated legal team to go after these clowns. Even the threat of litigation moves mountains in this. I mean, like, I don't like being litigious, but at a certain point, if people are just going to slander you, you need to sue. Which brings us to the next topic. Hassan is taking legal action against Fox News. Thank fucking God.
Dude, they're getting
like, you can literally, I'm so for real. I'm going to show you logs. I'm so for real. Sue. Okay. Fuck. I got to load more months. I don't know when the last time I said sue, but like, is there a way to load all? Or I have to manually click each month? I have so many chats. This sucks. I've been chatting there for fucking 8 years. Oh, it is each month a separate one? Oh my God. All right. I really think you should look into a restraining order because then you could pursue charges if he keeps talking about you. He's made enough physical threats. It worked against Tectone. You could tell it was always bad faith lawsuits. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been telling this motherfucker to sue for months. Honestly, it sued you. He would have gotten the bag off him from counterclaims. Honestly, you should apply and then sue them if they revoke. I think I'm going to be frank on this. This is a class issue. She doesn't have the advanced education like you do to be aware of anti-Semitic tropes and how to be careful when discussing Zionism. For her, she's just discussing the world as she sees it in her algorithms. Oh, I was talking about someone else. Like, I like almost every month, I'm like telling this motherfucker to sue people, but he never did. So like, all I'm trying to say at the end of the day is, please God, I'm a Hassan gaming frog. I watched when he beat the Sekiro. What's the boss name? The boss where it's the flaming room. See, I 100%ed it, and then I did the boss chain where you fight all the bosses in the entire game, and then 3 extra overpowered versions of them all in a row. So I don't really know. The Owl Father? Yeah, it was the Owl Father. I was there when he beat the Owl Father. I was there when I lost 500,000 points gambling that he would survive a Rust raid on a oil rig. I gamed with him in Warzone. I gamed with him on Helldivers. I'm a gaming frog. I've always been a gaming frog. I was there waiting to be called into the AOC Among Us lobby. And then they decided to bring in Pokimane and Disguised Toast instead. Hashtag should have been me. Mike, I missed the COD lobbies with you and Colin. There's a YouTube video that Colin made of us winning Warzone back to back in duos. Back to back. That was the shit, man. Wait, Hassan and gaming can be on the same phrase? I thought it was a grammatical mistake. Yeah, so true. Hassan is in the trenches defending FRAN? Hell yeah, good. She seemed like a pretty dog shit candidate. It's such an ego distancing move. Like, this is what you need to know, chat. This is a sign of emotional immaturity. Like, legitimately, I need you to understand that if you see somebody say this, they're emotionally immature for sure, and they might have some other personality disorder. Because she was a good candidate. She was overcome. She was not perfect. Nobody is. But she was overcome by greater forces, and she was left out to dry. And had she gotten more help from our side, she would have won. You don't get 311,000 votes in Wisconsin for fucking socialism if you're a dog shit candidate. It's just bullshit. And the other thing I want to say is Bernie Sanders lost his first 4 elections. Obama lost an election, his first federal election. Omar Fateh, he just won state Senate race after losing a mayoral race. Talented politicians, many of them oftentimes lose, especially when they're being especially bold. Abdul lost when he ran for governor. Like, and when you say someone's dog shit like this, we just got Francesca Hong national name recognition from earned media. And now she's going around and doing the Unity tour with Crowley. So a lot of normie Dems are seeing her and going, you know what? She actually does seem pretty nice. And they're all starting to like her more. That's good for us, dummy. She could run for mayor of Madison, or she could run for Mark Pocan's congressional seat when he retires, or he tries to run for Senate. And now the next time she runs, she's very likely to get a lot more endorsements because that close race. And if she could kind of practice and refine some of their answers to some of her old tweets and shit, she'll improve just like Abdul has. So the idea of like piling onto her is bullshit. And the reason, again, why I'm saying this is a personality flaw is, motherfucker, no one is perfect. Zoran isn't perfect. Zoran has bad tweets. Zoran has defund the police tweets. When I say bad tweets, I mean tweets that are brought up by the establishment to attack us. Daria Lisa had stuff about like dating white colonizers. Why are men of color obsessed with dating ugly white colonizers? Like, these are fucking way worse than anything Fran said as far as like normie reactions to. Fuck, Crowley had a weirdo Twitter account where he said a bunch of unhinged shit. Nobody cares about that. But Crowley didn't get hostile interviews. Crowley didn't have the governor saying he couldn't win. Like, give me a fucking break. It's still possible to do everything right and still lose. This is not weakness. This is life. Yeah, people really don't like that. It's scary. And one of the worst things that we have in our movement is the fact that it's overrun by people like this. It's overrun with people that think if you are righteous, you will win. And it's from watching too much fiction and reading too much fiction and not enough history. I think leftists should spend more time reading history and less time reading fiction. I like stories. I like fiction. I'm not a curmudgeon. But you gotta watch intelligent shit. Not YA crap. Not stuff designed for literal children to be didactic and teach moral stories. Be an adult, for the love of God. I hate that everyone is 12. I hate that everyone is 12. It's one of the things, like, when I was 12, I didn't want to be 12. Honestly, I was reading books for adults when I was 7. I have never understood the fascination with YA. It's always been creepy as fuck to me. I don't get it. Now, being really precocious is probably not great either. I wish my mom had me when she was 22, and I'm the oldest, obviously, hopefully. So, yes, I probably was more of like a second parent / young, like little adult, and there was probably some problems there. But YA is young adult. Sorry, it's another word for books written for teenagers. I know a lot of people are catching strays right now. I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you my opinion. Please try to be a little bit more mature. These are the types of interviews Crowley gets.
I mean, I have to ask, where do you stand on Thanksgiving?
Why are they asking about her tweet and not about his Twitter account? Why aren't they asking him about his Twitter account that's full of weird, creepy shit instead of her Twitter account for someone who's been defeated?
I like Thanksgiving. My favorite dish is dressing.
Okay. Mr. David Crowley.
Chicken dressing for my sister-in-law.
Okay.
Chicken? What the fuck? Chicken? All right. I mean, the best dish that I gotta tell you, my mom makes a cornbread stuffing. I say stuffing. That is insane. And she also makes, it was originally a dish that my aunt made of sweet potato casserole that is absolutely insane. My mom is actually a really good cook. To be honest, she's kind of a badass. When I think back of my mom, I'm like, God damn. She had me at 22. She put me on her hip and went to college at William and Mary. Like, God damn, like she's pretty badass. And she was the 10th kid in her family of 11. She was the 5th girl, and her father was a steel worker. So it's not like she was coming from money here. She's like 100% a badass. I think that's part of the reason why I'm a feminist, and it's just normal to me. I guess, and the thing is, like, my dad is a traditionally masculine guy, but he's very normal, and he was very comfortable with having an equal. So I guess I was just modeled really well. You know, even though my parents started off pretty conservative on, you know, a lot of issues, they modeled quality. And it was just, you know, to me and my sisters, which I think now that I like looking at the rest of you people, I realize that was very rare. You know what I mean? And they're still together. My parents are still together. So that's probably why. My parents are basically absent and emotionally neglected. Okay, listen, don't overly glaze my parents, okay? Like, let's not. They were also, listen, my dad is on the older side of boomer. And, you know, let's not go overboard. My parents would be like, let's just say, have you guys ever heard about I'm gonna get the belt? And did your parents ever actually get it? Okay, good. Mine did too. Not that that's good. My dad didn't smoke. My dad was a Division I athlete. He didn't smoke shit. You know, like he took care of himself. He didn't smoke. You got a warning? Lucky. No. It was the escalation because let's just say I was spirited. Corporal punishment? That ain't shit. Your parents are monsters. I mean, listen, this is what I would say. I think they have changed. It's hard for me to be, I guess I just have the cognitive awareness of the social conditioning they got and the way that they were told the right way to parent was. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to harbor resentment and hate in my heart. I just don't. I think it's a waste of time, to be honest with you. I think it sucks. I think if you are being bitter is like literal mind poison. It's probably the worst thing you can do for your mental health, in my opinion. I know the cliche about water off the duck's back, but I think just like cultivating resilience and telling yourself that you're resilient is like fucking huge for your mental health. Not to get too woo-woo in here. My parents were very similar when I was younger, and they changed so much with my siblings. I mean, yeah, mine too. I have much younger sibling. I have a sibling who's 10 years my junior. So stoicism is a pillar of patriarchal social oppression. I think what you're talking about when you say stoicism is not what stoicism actually is. It's pop stoicism. Stoicism, like, I'm not gonna, not to defend the Stoics too much, but I think they had a lot of intelligent things to say. I don't like, not the way that you would see it on TikTok though, but I think it's one of those things that has been twisted. Wake, speaking of parents, what's this?
Yes, people are yearning for communal experience. It is nice to laugh with people in a theater. It is nice to cry with people in it. It is nice to feel bound by a shared experience, not alone in your room in a dark fucking cave, fucking melted ice cream still at the corner of your bed, but you haven't washed it because no one's yet. Be so for real. You're never gonna one. The only person who's gonna see it is, and your cat will throw up on it because it doesn't. No one. It's why your mother doesn't call you, and it's why your father has at best said "I loved you" once in the last 6 years. Okay.
The drama. That is my word.
Couldn't be me, chat. I don't blame people for not wanting to read philosophy. It's painful if it's not your thing. Yeah, I think it's because I like it. Anyway, long story short, this is a very important point. Francesca Hong will return. The establishment, Abdul El Sayed was the new hope. Francesca was the establishment strikes back. And don't you worry, Fran will return. Okay? Fran will return. And we have the method. It's happened before. It'll happen again. Omar Fateh just won for state senate. Jabari Brisport, state senate. Bernie Sanders, he ran for like 4 offices before he became mayor of Burlington by 10 votes. Like, this is just it is the way of being an insurgent. We're going to have some setbacks. And honestly, I consider this to be like a sign of our profound strength. What we need to do is we need to develop an institution. And I would love to do this with Hassan. I want to develop an institution that could, I'd love to do it through DSA. This is what I think DSA National should be doing. DSA National should have a candidate recruitment and campaign development team that locates high quality opportunities and then parachutes in to local DSAs and helps spit up campaigns, connect them to a donor base, connect them to like professional and vetted campaign consultants, runs and helps facilitate a opposition research vetting, and then uses that campaign as a recruitment and DSA development tool. That's what we should be doing. Like that's what DSA National should be doing. It should just be sitting back and responding to requests for endorsement and then putting people on the name, putting their name on our website and maybe doing like 1 or 2 emails or something. It should be an actual, there should be a squad. That's what I want to see. I think it's weird to act like Hong was the Goliath that was bound to win. She always was the underdog. The reason why people did that is because polling set expectation. And those expectations, and by the way, she didn't underperform her polls. Maybe like a tiny bit, because I think the last 2 weeks were not good for her campaign. I think she lost voters as well. I think some of Hong's supporters flipped as well, unfortunately, because Evers came so strong against her. And then what happened is Evers said she was unelectable. And then there were a bunch of stories in the national media where she supposedly had a scandal. And then Crowley got $5 million in the last week and a half to super nuke all the television. And then he won barely. And that was up against no help whatsoever for Fran. That would be helpful, Mike. I have to rely on DNC trading, and I'm not getting the most out of it because I'm not allowing myself to be brainwashed by it. I think you should learn the tools of the trade, Jameis. You know, I feel like you should learn the tools of the trade. Take advantage of what people are teaching you, at least so you know what they're doing. She was successfully made to look kooky to fearful liberals. Yeah, that's part of it as well. Do you think Hassan should go after other networks that slander as well as Fox? Yes, of course he should. Would you sell your soul to the devil for eternal youth? No, I wouldn't sell my soul to the devil for something that small. But if he's taking offers, you know, I got some ideas.
Democratic parties can
wait for, is Hassan for real suing Fox News? Yes, I think. Well, he said he would. Who knows if he's actually going to do it? You know what it is, chat? I'm gonna tell you what it is. And I don't mean to put Hassan on blast because I suffer from the same thing. It is executive function. He doesn't want to sit down, start learning about finding lawyers and law firms. And he doesn't want to spend the time, and like it'll be kind of annoying and painful and drudgery. And his life is good, so he's like, I don't want to add. You mean dysfunction? Let's not be conclusory here. I'm just describing it. Okay. And anytime you sue someone, it's a lot of work for you. It's a pain in the ass, and it costs a lot of money, and it's stressful and annoying. Suing people sucks unless you're a freak. How much could he make in a lawsuit, and how many DSA campaigns could it fund? Now you're thinking. Now you're cooking with gas.
Consultant side. I'm not talking about the corporate media. I'm talking about left adjacent social democrat election understanders. Okay. There were a lot of people who were like, she's a dog shit candidate. Fuck you. The fuck are you talking about? She's a dog shit candidate. Have you brought out 300,000 voters in a fucking swing state? Suck my cock. She's a dog shit candidate. The fuck have you done? 300,000 votes with no national endorsement. She's a dog shit candidate. Who the fuck are you? Seriously. I was very frustrated with a lot of like DSA, even DSA affiliated people, even DSA accounts on the timeline getting baited. Democratic Party's consultant side. I'm not talking about the corporate media. I'm talking about left adjacent social democrat election understanders. Okay. There were a lot of people
like they don't understand shit. By the way, they're not election understanders. And most of the data guys on Twitter don't know anything about data either. Like that's the unfortunate part, is the quality is so bad. Can you comment on the Kelda Royce effect? Nah. I don't really care about that. For me, we can't control other candidates and make them drop out. You know, in general, I don't like to focus on that. unless we talk about the low-hanging fruit. And the low-hanging fruit for Francesca was getting backing from the rest of the left. And I think the moment she was up 20% of the polls, everybody should have recognized the opportunity and ran to her rescue. If they felt like she needed some help, they should have been there. All right, chat, let's get into Bernie. Hassan is taking legal action against Fox News.
Unbelievably shameless. I mean, this is no longer just like a slander smear operation. They're just actively highlighting people.
It sucked because like Fran is, I think for a lot of people who have never really watched Fran, or like the best they have, like their opinion on Fran is based off of like highly selectively edited clips of like one answer that have been juiced with like deceptive captions. Like, imagine forming your opinion on someone based on that. Like millennials and Zoomers think they're so fucking smart, but you fall for clip culture. And I hope that we can learn to grow to a point where people it's like falling, like when you see your boomer parents falling for AI slop and then you fall for clip culture. It's the same thing. Try not to have like such strong opinions about someone based off of one clip.
Out on me. That is crazy.
Point USA spokesperson Andrew Colvett joins me now. Andrew, Francesca Hong narrowly lost in Wisconsin. Penny Flanagan won really big in Minnesota. I don't think socialism's momentum has stalled. How about you?
No, I don't think so at all, Stu. And by the way, I just have to say, Charlie always loved coming on your show, Stu, and so it's an honor to be here.
Oh my God, what the fuck is this, dude? What are you saying, dude? The flame has gone out. Okay, there is no Riders of Rohan. Abandon your posts. I'm gonna Denethor your ass.
Here with you, but yeah, I completely agree. The Democrat Party unleashed this monster, and they can't put it back in the box so easily at all. What you saw in Wisconsin last night was sort of the establishment strikes back, right?
Hey,
we saw
Adrian,
that with
Jesus.
El Said. They did everything they could to undermine that campaign. We call it electioneering in the strongholds of Milwaukee and Detroit in that instance with El Sayed. But yeah, they unleashed this. They embraced third worldism. They embraced racial grievances. They embraced Hassan Piker. They fought against Bernie Sanders twice, and now they get Bernie Sanders on steroids all over the country. So the establishment Democrats made this problem a reality, and I don't think they can stop it anytime soon, Stu.
Far left streamer Hassan Piker, he's become a big part of the progressive movement. I want you to just listen to some of his past very controversial comments. Watch this, please.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would Rick Scott. Okay,
I'm pro stealing from big corporations because, you know, they steal quite a bit more from their own workers.
Empires never die quietly, and we must end the American empire regardless. The fall of the USSR was one of the greatest catastrophes of the...
I mean, banger after banger. What can you say?
This comes as Rolling Stone says Hassan Piker just wants people to listen to what he has to say. And look, if people embrace...
Why is everyone scared of Hassan Piker? His incendiary clips about Israel brought flack from both sides of the aisle. But what he wants, he says, is to make people listen. And then these motherfuckers just play clips. And they just fall for exactly what the article was about. You gotta be smarter than clip culture.
Piker, would this be the ultimate undoing for the Democrat Party?
I hope so.
I hope so. I don't think so, but I hope so.
I have no faith in that because their Achilles heel has always been they don't know when to stop. They don't know how far they've gone. But the country keeps changing, Stu. So we import a lot of people that bring in foreign ideologies. There's a larger and larger pool.
It's beautiful that immediately the reasonable Republican concern immediately turns to great replacement theory. Like, remember, this guy's supposed to be the moderate Republican, right? Turning Point USA, spiritual successor, not as ridiculous as like a Nick Fuentes type, right? And what is the difference? I mean, him and Nick Fuentes completely align on the great replacement. It's just he doesn't think Jews are responsible for the Great Replacement. Nick Fuentes thinks Jews are responsible for the Great Replacement. That's it. But they still agree that the Great Replacement is taking place, that the Democratic Party, like he would probably say George Soros is doing the third world migration into the United States. Nick Fuentes says it's all Jews. So even on that front, there's not like a big fundamental difference there, right? It's so strange that we act as though the Republicans are not the radical ones. It's actually like if you're a liberal and you lean in any way, shape, or form to the idea that like someone like myself represents a radical wing, a radical perspective. Meanwhile, these are the guys. These are the normal guys on Fox News. And this is the normal commentary coming from the normal Republican Party. I mean, you're out of your mind, right? You're out of your dang mind. What are we talking about? It's completely ridiculous.
People that seem to lack good common sense and seem to respect the American way of life and the things that have made this country great. So I hope so. I hope that would be right, because even all of those clips, you've left out so many about how he's excited about impoverishing the white middle class, how he jokes about a better era when we go back to lynchings when it comes to black people.
Wait, what? They've lost their dang minds, I think. That one is what I don't even know what that is a reference to. Is that the one that like they put up as a hold on? That was Scott Jennings lied about it. What the
on top of these candidates,
what are they?
Choose to keep for company. Just listen to this. Hassan Piker in Cut 8.
I don't give a what black people care about. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the That's not how politics works. Oh, well, Hassan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue. The issue is literally a guy LARPing as a black person saying black people care about ICE, okay? Random anonymous guy claiming, oh, black people care about the border, black people care about ICE. You don't know what black people care about, which is bullshit. That's not true. A chatter that wasn't even black, by the way, just a person that was either LARPing as a black person or just claiming to speak for all black people. It's like, it's such a fucking stupid stance. Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? This one is me responding to someone saying, all black people are voting for Eric Adams. Suck my Yes, dude. It's because I'm racist. That's why. It's because I'm racist, dude. Go back to a better time when lynchings were happening. This is what I like as a black man. Are you always doing too much with black people? Leave them alone.
So now they're just blatantly taking things that were being, like, for example, reading a character or reading a chat message and then claiming that is the opinion of the person. That is just blatant defamation. That's blatant defamation. You're recharacterizing what the... So I'll explain to you how in the law, just so you guys understand. Okay. What is defamation? Defamation is when you make a material assertion about a fact. Okay. So I'll give you that is not true. All right. And harms a person's reputation, or is per se defamatory, which involves, you know, categories of factual assertions like that. The fact that, like, if you say someone has an STD, or they cheated on their wife, or they committed crimes, those are per se defamatory. You don't even have to prove damages. Those things are just like on their face defamatory. All right. Anyway, what was I saying? So why could saying someone said something they didn't actually say be defamatory? Because the assertion is Hassan once supports the lynching of black people. All right. Which is saying he supports a crime, number one. Two, that's obviously going to be very damaging to his reputation. And three, is not true. He doesn't support lynching black people. He was talking about a character, a caricature, a hyperbolic character that he was speaking in opposition to. It's the exact opposite of that. He was speaking against racial oppression and against racial domination. So that is defamatory. Just because he said the thing doesn't mean you can say that he meant that thing and start spreading it around. So if you're a person that does clips like that, you are doing defamation.
I don't want to go back to lynching, like, I get it, but relax. Man, shut the up, okay? Yeah, I'm reading someone's comment in that one. You got me, okay? You got me, because I'm a racist person.
He's being sarcastic. That's sarcasm. That's not the... It's the opposite. He's not saying he's racist. It's the opposite. He was saying it with a sarcastic tone to someone making a ridiculous statement, hyperbolic statement, accusing him of racism because of some conventional opinion he held. Again, defamatory. It's defamatory to say Hassan said he's a racist. No, he did not.
You just heard campaigns all the time.
If anyone gets duped by this edit, I'm sorry. You are the biggest moron of all time. Me reading a goddamn comment that I very clearly disagree with being turned into a genuine position that I have. Let's be real. If I actually believed those things that they're claiming I believe, you would straight up defend me, Scott Jennings. What are you talking about? When I say, yeah, I'm a racist, you got me, I'm being sarcastic. 5 jump cuts in 10 seconds. What are we doing? Normie lives like my dad would get tricked. I mean, Normie lives like your dad probably also believe in AI videos too. This is the most insincere version of events. Clip chimping is too OP, please nerf. That's crazy. 7 3-second clips sequenced together by the Republican Party. Nobody believes this shit, bro. Don't get too worked up about it. I know. I don't think the only people that are believing, quote unquote, believing this stuff are people who are motivated to make this an issue. It's like this is the equivalent of me going, I love black people. I hate when people hate black people. And then they clip the parts to make it seem like I'm saying I hate black people.
Yes. By the way, like you could do the same thing of like taking words. If I said, I despise anti-Semitism. I reject anti-Semitism. And then I said, I support Palestine. And then you edited it to say, that I supported a hate group, right? And you took new words in. Oh, am I roboting? Okay, sorry, I'll fix it. Oh my God, the robots.
Like to clip the different parts of the commentary to be like, see, he did it. The problem with this though is that this kind of narrative would have no partisan. This kind of narrative would immediately fall by the wayside for partisans. Like Democrats would look at this and go, what the are you talking about? This dude is literally an advocate for Black Lives Matter from the start. You're out of your dang mind. Saying these are his positions is totally ridiculous. If these were actually his positions, you'd be in support of him. But the issue is CNN, MS Now, a lot of legacy publishers will not do that. A lot of legacy publishers are not going to go out and say, this is total partisan hackery. You've chopped up the things that he's saying in an effort to present him as like being anti-black, when it's very clear that's not the case. The problem is a lot of establishment media, a lot of mainstream media, a lot of conservative adjacent media also see me as a problem. They see me as a problem for other reasons. They don't see me as a problem because I speak out against police brutality. They see me as a problem because I'm a prominent critic of Israel. Okay.
All right. Are we back? Are we roboting still, or do we fix it? Just like I clipped James Carville saying Hassad Shafrev for POTUS, mine is meant to be funny. Theirs are nefarious to defame him. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody... I think, again, there's always a line between satire and parody and, defamation. And anytime you present someone as saying something they didn't say or mean something they didn't mean, you are bordering on defamation. Now, you'll probably get away with it because there's no damages, and I don't think that it actually worked, but you should be aware that you are towing the line. The Simpsons did it best. Yeah, this is basically all Fox News clips of Hassan Piker.
But first, she was a university honors student who devoted her life to kids until the night a grossly overweight pervert named Homer Simpson gave her a crash course in depravity, babysitter, and the beast.
Aw, crap. Somebody had to take the babysitter home. Then I noticed she was sitting on her sweet can. I grabbed her sweet can. Oh, just thinking about her can. I just wish I had her sweet can.
So, Mr. Simpson, you admit you grabbed her can.
What do you have to say in your defense?
Mr. Simpson, your silence will only incriminate you further.
No, Mr. Simpson, don't take your anger out on me. Get back, get back. Mr. Simpson, no! Dramatization may not have happened.
Okay, I gotta post this. Chatter, I gotta post this. Hold on. Can we download? Okay, we're downloading. I'm literally just posting this. I'm just posting this clip. Every Fox News and CNN segment about Hassan Piker. So funny. The fuck. Wait, where did it download to? Oh, what to? Okay, what? Mike, it went to downloads. You don't say. But it did it? Did I actually download? Okay, whatever. We'll figure it out. Hold on. Back to Hassan yapping. It's in my tax folder.
Let's
I don't
be
have one of
real.
those.
Scott Jennings is, by the way, directly paid by the pro-Israel Hasbara network. We know this to be the case. Former Trump administration campaign manager, former Trump staffer, I forget what his, Brad Parscale is his name. Brad Parscale got paid millions of dollars from the Israeli government, had to register as a foreign agent to specifically engage in this influence peddling operation. This is probably one aspect of said operation. Okay. He's going to bring this shit up on an Abby Phillip panel if you don't at least threaten to sue him over it. I don't know what opportunities we have for litigation, but it is one of the grossest clip chimps I've ever seen. But Scott Jennings is a part of Salem Media. Salem Media is the white nationalist with Christian nationalist network, right? And Salem Media got a lot of money from Brad Parscale, specifically to do pro-Israel commentary, to attack Israel's critics. So just remember that. When you think about this kind of thing, remember that there is a network of money and moneyed interest coming directly from the Israeli government to conduct this kind of narrative peddling. Happy to help form a litigation team for you to go after these clowns. I mean, I'll look at what options are available to me, because yeah, this is completely out of control. I mean, it's such an unbelievable attempt to slander, to smear. I don't know if there is I don't know if this is correct or not. I mean, I don't know if there's an opportunity here. Not this is correct or not. I don't know if there's a opportunity here to pursue litigation. Probably. It's one of the it is one of the instances where it is very clear that they are chopping things down. I don't know what the legal avenues I have for defamation. Like, I don't know if there are other previous cases where someone has just been like clipped like this so blatantly to present the exact opposite of their position. They're testing how insane they can get before you hit them with a lawsuit. I'm warning you, they're testing what they can get away with. Stop saying that you won't do it. No, I'm not. I'm not saying I won't do it. I think this is consequential. This is clear-cut. This is clear-cut defamation. He's showing your clip. He's just showing your clips. How will you prove intent? Great question. Great question. I already gave you the example, right? If I were to say, I love black people and I hate when people hate black people, and they cut it down to make it seem like I was saying I hate black people, that's obviously defamation. It's not my position at all. They're trying to say that I'm racist. They're trying to say that I'm pro-lynching. That's insane. That's an insane assertion to make. The edit itself and the additional commentary surrounding the edit itself is totally ridiculous. They're now saying I'm pro-lynching on Fox News. It would be the equivalent of cutting me saying I'm pro-lynching on Fox News and just keep the I'm pro-lynching part to say he's pro-lynching. It doesn't work that way. That's not how language works. That's not how messaging works. Statement is actual malice standard of Times v. Sullivan. They made this statement either knowing it was false or with reckless disregard to the truth. Yeah, as a public figure, you'll have to prove actual malice, tough standard. I don't know if that's such a tough standard, because I think my advocacy in this space for the last 13 years actually proves, especially if there's enough evidence of these guys in the past criticizing my commentary being too pro-black, right? And that probably isn't that hard to find, because I've been around the block for a very long time. God, you suck at being clear with your positions, dude. You have to be better. It's not about suing because of how it affects you. It's bad because you know the edit deeply offends black people, which they are doing on purpose to traumatize their viewers, using you as a vehicle. Wait, what? Yeah, what? Oh my God. Everyone loves me to say, like, I'm going to sue. And then at the moment that I say I will explore my legal options, they go, dude, shut the right now and start talking about, to a lawyer.
Too much with black people, leave them alone. I want to go back to lynching. Like, I get it, but blacks, man, shut up, okay? God damn.
Yeah, I'm literally reading a comment, and they clipped it in a way to make it seem like that's my own personal assessment, my own personal opinion. Okay, there it is. That's the OG. Actual malice is a term of art. It means you would need to prove that they knew it was false or had reckless disregard for the statements veracity. You might be able to pursue false light if that's available. Talk to a lawyer for sure. Threatening to sue is no big deal. Like, look at all of the surrounding evidence that's readily available that's lost in the context here in the way that they cut this. I'm sorry. This is clear-cut, reckless disregard for the truth, especially considering that I'm reading someone else's comment and saying I disagree with it. There is 0% chance that the person who clipped it, the Republican NRSC account that clipped this and put it in a compilation, thought that this was a sincerely held belief of mine. Because if they did, they wouldn't have actually taken the time and effort to just zoom into my face. They wouldn't have taken the time and effort to clip just me reading the comment. This is ridiculous. It is basically the equivalent of them. It's basically the equivalent of them straight up clipping mid-sentence to make it seem like I'm saying the opposite thing that I'm saying, with the hopes of frustrating people, specifically black people and people who care about criminal justice and people who care about white supremacy and its negative impact on the United States of America, into believing that I am in favor of a heinous hate crime. Ridiculous. Doesn't the Fox News commentator explicitly say that's your position? Yes, that is exactly what they're saying, and that's what Andrew Colvett is saying here as well. So we're now beginning to learn. Here's the thing: we're now beginning to learn the tactic that will be deployed by the Republican Party in the midterms. Right? They're not just going to say, "Oh, Hassan is a radical. This channels his viewpoint," but is like egregious, right? He hates America because he said this or that. Like, there's a different standard, right? There's something you can say by using my 9/11 comments, even if it's untrue, is to say that, like,
it's not going to work. I'm sorry. I was reading a chatter. I didn't unmute. Sorry about that. He said, they will definitely hit him with anti-slap and gear up a lot more litigation against him to bear down on him. So it's understandable to not only not want to open Pandora's box, yet they are taking steps that are going quickly beyond defamation. If no meaningful check on their actions is taken, this will only escalate. This is what you need to understand. It won't work. This is malice. They're saying something that they know not to be true. Okay? They are saying, and they're reckless. It's reckless. They have the resources to fact check this and ask for comment. They asserted that he supported lynching of black people. That is an extreme statement that shocks the conscience. You can't say, oh, we're just criticizing the guy. He's a public figure. No, that's actual malice. And if Hassan had sued the fucking people that tweeted that shit, he wouldn't have had the problem. Like, if he had sued Destiny and got a restraining order 5 years ago, this would probably have gone away, to be honest with you. And the fact that he's so soft on Destiny is also a mistake. He needs to just go nuclear on Destiny. Like, that's really what it comes down to. The guy has made so many death threats that he needs to get a restraining order against the guy. Would a restraining order stop Destiny? Well, then you could start getting him arrested. He'll stop trying to show up where you are and stalk you. And then anytime he says anything or directs a third party to bother Hassan, that's also a violation. Carrie Lake, Scott Jennings, and Spencer Pratt are seen as possible contenders who could replace White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. So that's why he's slandering Hassan. Direct orders from Donald.
Oh, I hate America. I think that's like a more difficult case to prosecute, a more difficult defamation.
Oh, I don't think you could sue anybody for talking about the 9/11 clip. Probably. I mean, because he was saying, "Fuck it, I'm saying it," and like anytime you say "fuck it, I'm saying it," you should probably not say it. like you really need to take that moment. Really take that moment. I really doubt Hassan will actually pursue legal remedies unless someone personally convinces him to do it. He just gets annoyed when chat tells him to, justifiably. Not justifiably. Honestly, it's sort of like I get it, but you're now being defamed by the world's largest media operations, and if you don't defend yourself, then it's going to keep happening. And if people get sued by Hassan for saying clearly defamatory shit, that'll at least... that deters a lot of other people from doing clearly defamatory shit. It forces them to like stick to stuff that is more factually based. Like, you need to defend yourself, you know? Can Hassan get restraining order on network sending drones to his house? Probably not, but it would depend on the nature of it. Like, if they're causing a nuisance, meaning like noise, or they're breaching privacy, Like there is certainly an expectation of privacy and things like that you could pursue. I don't know if he even has the money for that. Doesn't Fox have mega million? I don't think a multi-millionaire can sue for defamation.
Case to prosecute, but it's clear that they're not just doing that. They're going to turn around and not just say that like, oh, Hassan is Hassan is in favor of bad things for America. They're just going to straight up say things that are the opposite of what I believe, and they're testing the waters right now. There's a precedence, a particularly relevant case of Virginia Citizens Defense League versus Keurig in the U.S. Fourth Circuit. They won $12 million.
I said that they basically, this DSA movement is motivated by a hatred of white America. Well, actually, it turns out they hate anything that gets in their way. Any group that doesn't get on and refuses the revolution, that's who's up against the DSA. And so Hassan Piker is a malignant, parasitical force in American politics, and I hope.
Where is the AI setting anyway on Twitch? I don't think I changed it. Settings, privacy. Wait, I got invited to do a thing with HBO Max? God damn it. Son of a bitch, I would have taken that. I'm kidding. All right, let's keep going. I don't see where it is, chat. I guess I'll have to look for it on my own.
He's rejected as he should be.
So I just don't understand why more Democrats are not calling him out.
Perhaps it's because you guys have made up a fucking phenomena, and most people are of sound mind, and they recognize that you're insincerely launching this conquest.
Because they want the attention. They want to be, they believe that Hassan Piker has captured some base energy, some grassroots energy. They don't want to be outflanked on their left, so they embrace him, they put their arm around him, and they try and explain away all the crazy things he said. That is a very disastrous policy and approach for our country. It really could lead to disaster for them, but I think they're willing to take that risk right now if it means they can win a primary, and that's a real cowardly place to be.
This Friday, the Democratic Socialists of America throw a Y2K-themed prom in Los Angeles. They're charging people for tickets, the money going towards the group's political campaigns. Can you tell me why they would have a Y2K theme?
I think they think it's retro and cool. I think it's cringe. All right.
What does this have to do with anything? How is this? What the f are they doing, man? What does that mean? Like, are you scared of Y2K happening? It's so confusing.
It's going to be a masked celebration, if you would even call it that, of a bunch of people that are hypochondriacs with purple and green hair and asking for points of personal privilege. I cannot imagine a worse place to be.
So do you understand? Do you kind of understand what they did with Fran? They tried to create that same kind of kooky SJW, outside the mainstream, polycule enjoyer. Like, you know what I'm saying? This countercultural type of person that is distasteful to normies. The bisexual barista with the nose piercing. Again, nothing wrong with being that, but they have created this kind of like caricature against that type of person. And that is what they're trying to put you in that. They're trying to put you in that box. Or they're trying to like reinforce negative associations with that box.
But that does sort of capture the ethos of the younger wing of the DSA party. And so, unfortunately, I'm sure it'll be well attended.
I like your use of the word hypochondriacs. I shall use it myself. I'm going to steal it from you, okay? Andrew, it was a real pleasure. Thanks for being on the show.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Democrats look to regain control of Congress. Twitch streamer Hassan Piker has emerged as a lightning rod within the party.
Who's Hassan Piker, prominent streamer dividing the Democratic Party? KATV? What the?
Progressives embracing his young male audience.
Oh my God, dude. Editors, do you see the algorithm is Hassan coded? Can you lock the fuck in? Can you lock the absolute fuck in? Let's get some of these Hassan Piker views. Like, what are we doing? Slurp, slurp, slurp. DSA fish. Come on. What are we doing here? My editors are like, Mike, we need to make a video on your in-depth analysis on polling, polling error. And I'm like, okay. Did you do the slop? Did you make a slop edit? Mike, we had a conversation. We made an edit of you describing how political campaigns raise money and the various categories and strategies of fundraising, because we feel like this is a very important developmental deep cut analysis. I'm like, okay, cool. Did you make the hype edit? Mike, no, don't fall with the slop. Motherfucker, I know how to do it. You think I'm gonna become a slop merchant? I know actual shit about politics. Okay, I know shit about politics. I like politics. I don't have to rely on drama and slop for 100% of my content like a lot of other creators. I can throw it in to draw people in. That's what Majority Report does. That's what Kyle Kalitsky does. That's what Hassan does. I'm just saying, can we not try to pretend like it's some sort of virtue to avoid drawing people in? Let's get the slop flowing. Mike, could you condemn Squeaks for these multiple 9/11 jokes? Yes.
While moderate Democrats have pushed back.
This aired on local Sinclair media in the country. What? Now local Sinclair media is up my ass too? Holy.
They want every boomer in America to be scared of Hassan Piker. They want every Republican to be like, strongly disapprove of Hassan Piker. And then people will be like, 35% of Americans strongly disapprove of Hassan Piker. He's toxic. And these are like people that have voted for every Republican for elected office since 1976. And they're like, look at this. Look at these hate. And it's like, you go into the crosstabs and it's like, Democrat, Hassan Piker, strongly approve, 11%. Mildly approve, 13%. Disapprove, 4%. Strongly disapprove, 4%. Never heard of, 60%. And then Republican, 55 strongly approve, 40% slightly disapprove, favorable 5%, strongly favorable 5%, never heard of 1. That's the strat. The strat is to make every Republican in America aware of and disapprove of Hassan Piker.
Holy, oof. Rupert Murdoch is obviously put the crosshairs on me, and now we got Sinclair on top of it too. Jesus Christ.
Against his inflammatory rhetoric.
I do legitimately think these guys are trying to get me killed. I will say it. I mean, it doesn't feel great to be in this situation, but it is it's obvious that the narrative is set in where the goal here is to just basically say, like, this is the most nefarious, most toxic force in American politics. Someone has to do something.
The National News Desk, Jeff Harris joining us. We know Piker has been campaigning with multiple Democrats this primary season, including Michigan Senate candidate Abdul El Sayed. Tell us more about this controversial streamer.
So a 35-year-old Twitch streamer born in New Jersey, Piker has quickly emerged as an influential figure within the Democratic Party. His digital following reaching millions and millions each and every month, but his comments, both past and present, have caused some division, specifically on U.S. foreign policy, terrorist organizations, and geopolitical conflicts.
I love Lenin, I love Fidel Castro, and I love Che Guevara. They are genuinely heroes.
From praising Marxist and anti-capitalist ideology to denying sexual
Yeah, I mean, I stand on that. There's not, that's crazy.
Violence committed by Hamas.
Bro, what Hamas do? What are you talking about?
And praising foreign terrorist organization Hezbollah.
What, my favorite flag? Yeah. Hezbollah. Look it up. Oh. I'm not even kidding. It's actually a dope flag.
Hassan Piker, who began Twitch streaming in 2018.
I've said this before, but like Hassan Piker, you have to pretend you're running for president, bro. You gotta pretend you're running for president. Like that is the world that you live in now. The world that you live in now is that you're a presidential level candidate. Everything you say is going to be interpreted to that effect. You can't make jokes. You can't be normal. You can't make aesthetic judgments. You have to be like, I'm the president of socialism. He actually just likes living in denial because he doesn't want to change his lifestyle or whatever. I mean, I understand.
Once said America deserved 9/11 has emerged as one
of one of these clips from the CSAM distributing sex pest community. I mean, it's kind of true. Say what you will about Destiny. He is obsessed with Hassan. And you could easily test this theory by saying, Destiny, let's do a 6-month period where you never mention me or Hassan, and we won't mention you. And we could put like, I don't know, $500,000 behind each side, right? It would be the easiest thing in the history. Like, I think almost every single tweet he makes is about either me or Hassan. Almost every single time he tries to communicate, it is about me or Hassan. He sits there waiting for any angle where he feels like he can discredit me or Hassan. Again, I put out 10,000 hours of content. So you think that would be easy?
Most recognized and influential voices on the American political left, specifically among younger Americans. His Twitch account, 3 million followers, Instagram and YouTube, 1.9 million each, plus X, 1.7 million. With our research showing over 14 million every month watch his monthly live Twitch streams.
If October 7 was a genocide, I can't even do it. I'm sorry. That's so stupid.
A Democratic socialist
October 7 was not a genocide. It's, again,
long-standing ties to the DSA. As his reach grew, Piker started to become more vocal politically around 2025, ramping up those efforts in 2026, endorsing Democratic progressive Michigan Senate candidate Abdul El-Sayed.
The party bosses
But
are
that's
mad.
the only one? Okay, first of all, I mean, we have endorsed and campaigned with a number of people, most of which have already won. So I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
That they can't like control the will of the masses anymore. They can't like dupe people into voting for their hand-selected pick.
Am I going to Florida for Oliver? After Wisconsin, I feel like I'm gonna be more intentional about it. You know, I'm gonna be more intentional about it. Also, I had just a horrifyingly bad trip in the sense of like the travel. Every single flight was delayed. We lost a bag. It was just they like canceled VO's tickets twice while we were like in the airport at the gate. They just deleted her. It was just super fucking annoying. I hope more streamers interview and support candidates so it doesn't hinge so much on you and Hassan. Can I be honest with you? Can I be completely 100 with you? They don't have the motion, and it's a waste of time for the candidates. Can I be a buck 150 with you? If a streamer is not raising like thousands of dollars for the candidates that come on, they're wasting their time because they, most of the other streamers don't really know anything about politics / don't have any money. Like they can't exercise any judgment on whether a campaign is good or not. And, they don't really have the motion. I think there's like one other streamer. Dennis, exactly. There's like one other streamer who I think, and Caroline, there's like, and somebody who's really good at raising money like VO. But for the most part, I don't know, There's like a few people that are rising up pretty quickly, actually. Sad Girl, Maple Takes, Struggle For. They're starting to show me that they've got some pretty good content. They're rising up. I'm appreciating them more and more. I'm not trying to shade those guys. Oliver raised 10K on Twitch streams last week. Pretty good. But Oliver is also kind of a demon. Like Oliver is kind of a shameless demon, So I don't know if it's necessarily the best thing for everybody. Struggles in Cuba and has been doing regular A trips. Actual GOAT. My general like feeling about Oliver is I'm worried about the same thing that happened to Fran. Like that's how I feel right now, where I'm like, I feel like he's done everything right and he needs national backup. I feel like we've done all we can do, as far as like the streaming space and the online left. He's worked his ass off. He's gotten really good earned media. He doesn't have any cringe tweets as far as there's not really hitting him on anything. It's just he needs the backup. And it's just very frustrating to me how stingy the nationally prominent progressives are in endorsing people. It's something we're going to talk about after this when Bernie went on Majority Report. Mohawk. Hell yeah, brother. I think people are starting to back up Oliver more and more. I think I saw more and more people, like he's starting to get a little bit more backup. Although if I had some advice to the Oliver Larkin people, I would sort this by celebrity. I know it's kind of tawdry, but I think like Sarah Nelson and Maylot should be at the top, and Miss Rachel should be at the top. That's just some gentle design advice. Angie Nixon at the top. Again, I'm not hating on Catherine Passley or Cameron Kowski, who is a good guy. I like him. Didn't he just get endorsed? I thought he got endorsed by Claire. Why aren't I in there? Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why am I not on here? The fuck? Hate to see it. But I feel like Oliver's has done a good job of like trying to, like, this is why it's like weird when there's no AOC or Bernie or Zora. You know what I mean? Like, where's the Bernie endorsement? Not cool enough, Mike. Yeah, you're right, guys. You guys are right. It's true. These are some cool people. Bernie and Dorsey will be the different. I mean, that would be huge.
Plus, Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate.
You can come on my stream again when you're proudly endorsed by me. How's that?
Francesca Hung, a DSA member who supports abolishing ICE.
A one-year data center moratorium.
Yes.
Yeah, guys. No 5K Andy who's raised tens of thousands of dollars for you, but a Twitter account with 60,000 followers. That is going to get you on there.
Up big ag.
55,000 Twitter followers.
Yes.
Public grocery stores.
Yes.
When it comes to El Sayed, he is among those facing backlash for campaigning with Piker, actions he has recently defended.
Do you plan to continue to
choose what I decide to take personally.
campaign with Hassan Piker in the general election campaign?
Look, I'm less concerned now with who I'm campaigning with, a lot more concerned about who I'm campaigning to.
Meanwhile, more moderate and establishment Democrats have torched some for their relationship with him, specifically not pushing back on his comments.
If somebody says a woman being raped doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, it's okay to call that person out.
Now, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is another Democrat who was asked recently about her appearances on Piker's live streams, telling ABC News this past weekend it's part of an effort to engage with young voters and build a, quote, winning coalition. Reporting for the National News Desk, I'm Jeff Harris.
Maybe the goal is to make people stop watching the stream because of how much you have to cover this shit. Please do something about this. So annoying, Law. I think that's not the goal. I think that is an unfortunate byproduct of the broader media trend that's taking place. Jon Stewart Pod talked about you again for like 2 minutes.
That's the core of our show.
Can I give you another example of that, John, which is very much top of news cycle right now? So there's this whole controversy about Hassan Piker and whether or not candidates should associate with him. And Abdul Sayed famously had a rally with him, so he's being targeted right now as like, how dare you associate with this guy who said all these terrible things? The clip that they usually point to is where he says we quote unquote deserve 9/11. He's talking about the concept of blowback, and for which he has since apologized. Meanwhile, Abdul Sayed is running against a guy who literally was in Congress after 9/11, who authorized the Iraq War, who supported mass surveillance, who defended torture, but where that guy is fine, but associating with someone who said something that was edgy one time, that's what's out of bounds. That's what should be off limits. That's not just me, but I think most people is insane.
Well, I'll do you one better. J.D. Vance's spiritual advisor,
Pastor Jim,
you know, the preacher that J.D. Vance considers one of his sort of spiritual advisors.
We got to go on. Jon Stewart's podcast, dude. Jon Stewart, save me. Only he can unite the libs in withstanding these attacks.
Talks about male dominion.
I'm in a bad mood now. I'm in a bad mood, Chad. I got to be honest with you. I'm in a bad mood. You know, I'm very generous. I don't ask for anything. I don't try to get paid by these campaigns. But, you know, I do get slandered a lot. And it's one thing if you're going to, you know, take my help and my time and I'm generously giving it to you. But then you're going to like trumpet some basically nobodies over me. I think that puts me in a bad mood. I think that puts me in a really bad mood. And then ask me for more help. Yeah, that puts me in a bad mood.
You know, there are all kinds of extremes in terms of association. I remember with Obama.
Just think about, though, the contrast between Hassan Piker said a thing in response to 9/11 versus this guy actually was in power and was involved in the horrific.
Brother, don't be petty. I'm not being petty. I'm just noting it. Like, it's notable. You know, it's a notable slight. You know, like, what do you want me to say? I'm being slighted. You know, what do you want me to say? Like, you know, it is what it is.
Lies leading up to that war, the authorization of the war, the torture, the murder of Iraqi civilians. And so when you talk about accountability, where's the accountability for that?
None.
Where's the moral weight on that? Versus,
None.
I mean, many of these guys that were villains on your show.
Choose. Would it be People Mover, Chariot, what? Anything?
The segue.
They should announce it on Breaking Points. Breaking Points. That's what they should call it. Yeah. That's what
Are you saying Hassan slighted you? No. I'm not going to speak more on it. How do you know when to hold on to something like this and let it go? I'm always so inclined to move on. I don't do all this stuff for recognition. But I do think that I deserve to get the same recognition as what other people are getting who have done less. You know what I mean? Like, if you're giving out recognition to people, I feel like it's offensive to give it to people who have done a lot less than you, but not you know what I mean? Like, that's actually fucked up, you know? I'm just saying. Are you sure you're not lashing out because it wounded your ego? Hey, guess what? You're never going to be able to post again. It's not lashing out. It's called self-respect. Dude, if he doesn't want to put up on his endorsement, you're gone for a week. Anybody else have the idea that I should take slights and be disrespected on the chat? Fucking dipshits.
Yeah.
The final plug.
Yeah.
The final damn plug.
Where was the other timestamp that you wanted me to see with Jon
Don't
Stewart?
debate me. You wanted me to shut the fuck up. Just let it go. Don't debate.
How do you see the
Not a
left
good
policy?
idea.
What's socialist about it? How do you see the left? What would be your, greatest
We missed you,
criticism?
Milwaukee. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I was locked in the green room with Fran and the inner circle
Of them, and what would be your fix to that? How could you see them recovering from that?
So, I mean, look, I do not speak for the right. So I'm a very unique person. I don't really care about Hassan Piker. I did an event with him. He was fine. We were perfectly cordial. I actually think
people who told you to let it go and not hold a grudge for life for being timed out. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, It is what it is. But as I said before, I am not somebody that's doing this for a bunch of recognition, but you're going to recognize people who have done far less for you than me. Now you have officially slighted me. Like that's all. That's just basic self-respect, Especially when, again, I'm not comparing myself to Hassan, but he is also just a streamer. So it's not like this is only political figures or whatever, in which case I would never care, because if you're only putting fucking political figures up there, that's fine. But if it's like you're putting up a tweeter and another streamer who have done less and have less motion than me, that's a fuck you to me. That's a disrespectful decision. I don't know what else to say. And I'm allowed to be annoyed by that. And I'm going to be publicly annoyed by that. Because, again, I and Vio have done a lot, actually. And they've gone back to that well like 5 fucking times. So, it is what it is. You're not being public. I think it's pretty obvious.
Not nearly as radical as a lot of people think that he is. And so, I don't know if I'm the best person to answer.
Don't deal with it.
But like from my perspective, here's what I would say is that fundamentally what I think, you guys talked about, there's been a lot of like, cultural issues and all of that are nonsense. At the end of the day,
anybody who says that I shouldn't care, you're fucking stupid. You're actually fucking stupid. And you should say so I can permanently ban you. Because my reputation is under constant attack. And in order for me to have a reputation, I need people that will defend me. Fucking idiot. It's like, God damn. And again, I'm not trying to make a problem here, but, I didn't design your website. Maybe you're too raw and real to be listed. You have an edge not found elsewhere. Yeah, right. Hassan is literally saying Hezbollah has a badass flag and he would vote for Hamas over Israel. And that America deserved 9/11. But it's about edge, guys. It's about edge. I'm asking you for my respect and my due. Don't ask me for more help until you fix your shit.
There's only one movement in recent history that won households under $100,000.
I always think you defend everyone, but when shit hits you, no one does. Even Hassan. I mean, Hassan defends me. Caroline defends me. But, yes, you're right. I defend a lot of other people all the time. And I don't get it back. And my chat is not going to be the place where people tell me not to stand up for myself. Fucking.
That was Donald Trump in the 2024 campaign, in which he won the popular vote. The DSA and leftists is predominantly a coalition of downwardly mobile white liberals.
He literally called me on my stream while I'm live, too. Gall.
A lot of people who don't have a 4-year college degree find the movement distasteful or distrust them. We saw that just what happened in the Abdul El-Sayed campaign in the primary election, where you had older black voters of traditional political constituency and households that don't have 4-year college did not vote for him.
But still vote. I mean, that was a Democratic primary.
But that's emblematic also in the general election results of 2024. So if we try to transpose those two things, the most likely predictor of what your politics are in this country is whether you have 4-year college degree or not. And if 4-year college degree is also correlated highly with income, then the Democratic Party, while may having economic positions that supposedly benefit the working class, is not convinced the working class of that. That's just empirically true.
Right.
And so that's kind of like my criticism, if you will. If it's, Crystal gave her speech, so I'll give my worst case, my worst faith interpretation would be it's class cosplay. I mean, fundamentally, it is cosplay of dressing up, said, basically woke one type policy and or rhetoric.
To explain that, what is
woke one?
What is,
this is a whole.
All right. Why is it?
In focus now, CJ Pearson.
Having solidarity only going one way gets tiring, I bet. I mean, a lot of people have solidarity for me, but it's like, I do a lot, and it's starting to become apparent to me that I need to be a little bit more assertive in getting my due, but like, goddamn, dude. I've been seeing more and more what you mean by Jon Stewart. I used to like him, but why is he talking to Sagar? It's annoying the people that beg you to help the hardest don't have solidarity for you. I mean, again, I'm not asking for like a bunch of recognition. I'm just being, but like, you're like, oh, my biggest supporters. And it's like, okay, I gave you 1,000 names to bombard with emails and texts, raise you tens of thousands of dollars, promote you to tens of thousands of my audience members who have done like countless door knocks and phone calls. It's like, God damn, dude. I ain't talking to shit. I ain't asking for shit.
Podcast host and next 250 PAC chairman. Great to see you today. Why do they want to put pressure on what makes us American?
How old is this guy? He's like a baby. Why do the Republicans have like a baby incubator? Here's a 12-year-old to give us insightful analysis on where the far left radicals are is so funny.
Because these people hate America. Let's make no qualms about it. And I got to think about the fact that even though they're trying to walk back these comments, Maya Angelou once said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. She didn't say the second time. She didn't say the third time.
Oh my God, it's so nasty to use Maya Angelou to do reactionary propaganda. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Said the first time, and certainly not when they're trying to gaslight an entire electorate. So when I hear Abdul El-Sayed say that he wants to
look at who this fucking nobody is. The CJ Pearson next 250 PAC chairman. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? But you're on the right wing. You're all over Fox News. You're all over. You're getting promoted left and right. You know what I get promoted on? By fucking Zateo. I get slandered by someone who's my mutual. Fucking garbage, man. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not asking for anything. How dare you tell me to ask for anything? Fuck you.
Second Amendment, I take him at his word. When I hear Francesca Hong, dunking on time-favored American traditions, I take her at her word. And when I hear socialists trying to hide behind the acronym DSA because they don't want to stand behind what they're actually...
Wait, what does the S stand for? What do you mean, the acronym DSA? It just means Democratic Socialists of America. What the Again, classic instance of just lying. Making it seem as though there's some sinister purpose, making it seem as though the democratic socialist movement is actually terrified of the word socialism. That's why they hide behind the acronym DSA. That's not the case. Oh my God. Every aspect of this is just so tuned up, so frustrating.
Running
to
on,
see.
which is objectively just plain downright socialism, I take them at their word. And the American people ought to do the same.
I love what she taught you. Yeah, don't give them too many tries. Just believe who they show you they are the first time. Look, we're seeing now past video of Francesca Hong. She just lost in Wisconsin. We get that. She's hanging out with Hassan Piker, very toxic, dangerous streamer with his words, at least.
A wise man once said, I try being humble, get no respect. Now the first sign of trouble, that's a hole in your neck. God, I need to take those wide words to heart.
So El Sayed was with him the night before his victory a couple of weeks ago. Piker is now objecting to what he deems as a threat against him. That's despite repeatedly making horrific threats against all sorts of Americans in this country. Conservative activist Laura Loomer posted this weekend, quote, "One of these days, Hasan Piker is going to talk bleep to the wrong person, and then I'm going to make that person..."
Dude, they're getting...
That's literally, they're literally boosting Laura Loomer tweet saying she's going to go pay for the GoFundMe of a Hasan Piker assassin and attacker. Mike, what are the... Mike, I want to be banned. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Unbelievably shameless.
Anybody else want to be banned?
They are... This is no longer just like a slander smear operation. They're just actively highlighting people putting a hit out on me. Okay? That is crazy. And what's even crazier is the fact that Neera Tanden is literally quote retweeting this person. Neera Tanden, prominent president of Center for American Progress, sitting on the board for Center for American Progress, the premier quote unquote left-wing think tank. That Neera Tanden reposted Laura Loomer's deranged rants, claiming that I was doing ninja taqiyya, as in hiding my true radical Islamist jihadist perspective. It's just unfiltered Islamophobia. And Neera Tanden, supposedly a progressive figure in Democratic Party politics, reposted that, retweeted that.
A give, send, go. Piker responded with prominent MAGA crazy, actively contracting a hit out on me. Let's listen to Piker.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would Rick Scott.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers. Murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their red capitalist blood.
Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave...
The Fox News show is now officially the Sexpestity clip compilation. The Sexpestity clip compilation. One of which was from 2019, like they're from 2019 and shit. The Sexpestity Hasan stock clip industrial complex.
Soldier his eye hole with their... Isn't that how he lost his dumb eye? America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
And this is the man many Democrats continue to be seen with. Francesca Hong, Abdul El-Sayed, Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ilhan Omar, and more. You know, CJ, there was a call from one of my Democrat guests.
I mean, the question is pretty simple. Like, if I were to say what Laura Loomer said about me, about Rick Scott, I would get a call from Secret Service, right? I would get a call from the FBI. My comments about Rick Scott were very clearly not a call for an assassination because I was responding to what Mike Johnson was saying. It was more so about the hypocrisy of the Republican Party. It was about the hypocrisy of the Republican Party, not necessarily caring about...
It's funny how Destiny essentially created the infrastructure of Hasan hatred, and now Fox and other outlets are just plugging into that already existing network. Yeah, what's really interesting is how ineffectual mainstream media is, and also how Destiny's only relevance is as a foil to Hasan. Like his entire career is now just is only relevant and important insofar as he is opposing Hasan. And if they didn't have that like kind of streamer stalker cult, you know, running a 24/7 operation, you know, resistance to Hasan program, opposition research program, then they would have nothing
about Medicare fraud at all, because Rick Scott is the you know, award-winning Medicare fraudster, right? So it's very clear.
Which is like, that's the thing about like Destiny in particular, which is like, if he were to actually succeed in harming Hasan, if he succeeded in like toppling Hasan, deplatforming Hasan retired, his entire career would be over. Did you see how Destiny left a comment on Fox News Digital to talk shit about DSA? He definitely has ties to Republican media operatives for hits on Hasan. Yeah, Destiny has been trying to connect with the right since the Gaza genocide. He was trying to get Rick Scott, I believe. I think he was also working with Ted Cruz to try to get some sort of like investigation of Twitch. He's trying to get like Republicans to do like some sort of like Twitch, Twitch before Congress, and like do some sort of like attack on Dan Clancy. Presumably in his mind, he believes that if Dan Clancy is fired, that he'll get unbanned. Dan Saltzman wrote about Abdul, the Free Press, a couple of months ago. You mean Claude AI?
What she's saying, and it's also very clear that Republicans have basically unlimited bandwidth to say whatever they want about their political opposition. So this is moving beyond the smear territory and moving into someone should do something about Hassan Piker territory, just fomenting so much hatred with the hopes that, you know, someone who's watching Fox News tries to, you know, take violent action against me directly or my family. I mean, this is not new for Fox News. This is something that what's his face? Yeah, Tiller the baby killer territory is where we're arriving at. Yeah, George Tiller, the O'Reilly factor. Tiller was discussed in 28 episodes of the Fox News talk show, The O'Reilly Factor, in the years leading up to his death, focusing national attention on his practice. Although he later denied it, the show host Bill O'Reilly sometimes described him as Tiller the baby killer, a nickname that Congressman Bob Dornan had used on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives. In November 2006, O'Reilly aired an exclusive report on the O'Reilly Factor, saying that he had an inside source with an official clinic documentation indicating that Tiller performed late-term abortions to alleviate temporary depression in pregnant women. O'Reilly characterized Tiller as a savage on the loose, killing babies willy-nilly, and accused him of operating a death mill and of protecting the rapists of children. He suggested that Tiller performed abortions for women.
It's almost like having friends back you up when you back them up is important in the bare fucking minimum. Yeah, I know, right?
Who had a bit headache or anxiety, or who felt a bit blue. In June 2007, O'Reilly said on air that he would not be Tiller if there is a judgment day, also including in that judgment Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius and other Kansas politicians who support Tiller's business of destruction. O'Reilly's campaign against Tiller included the on-air disclosure and confidential patient information provided by former Kansas Attorney General Phil Klein. For this breach of professional conduct, Klein's law license was eventually suspended indefinitely. But they haven't gone this far with you, though? You think they haven't gone this far? They've gone way further.
Holy shit. Do we have a hype train going on? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you enjoy the content, please consider supporting it by subscribing. At Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 sub, if you have Amazon Prime, you can attach that to your Twitch account. You get 1 free sub a month. That's your Twitch Prime sub. And I want to make sure that I thank you for supporting me. GT Buzzsaw, Lisa, Dread to Max, Elegato Grande, the UVC. You know, you guys, gals, non-binary pals, you guys make this show possible. Thank you so fucking much for supporting the stream. But I want you to know, if I make a list of my biggest supporters, I'm going to go ahead and leave off Ham and Fist, because fuck Ham and Fist. Am I right, chat? I'm kidding, by the way. I love you, Ham and Fist. That's a joke. That's a joke. That would be showing ingratitude and would be crazy to do.
What are you talking about? Bill O'Reilly did 28 instances of news coverage on.
Is the IRL shopping stream still happening? I have a lot of we need a list of all the promises that I have not kept. There's like I have like 3 promises that I haven't kept for streams that are not normal streams. And I need to realize something. I don't like doing them. I need to be honest with you. I don't like doing non-typical streams. I need to have different promises. Waking up at 7 fucking waking up at 5:30, 6 a.m. to do a stream doesn't really. It's not conducive to doing weird projects. And I'm just like not a hot guy. If I were Austin or Will, I'm sure I would have done the hot tub stream. Fuck, I'd be doing it every other day. Mike only works 5-hour day. I wish. Literally 1 haircut and you're as hot as that. My hair is actually really nice. It's just I need to have a better camera, and I do need to do like a little bit more zhuzhing before stream. Mike, you keep saying you're not hot, dude, but it's not like you're ugly or something. You have a nice face. Shut the fuck up. Your culture is not my costume. No, I'm a solid 6. I'm a solid 6 who punches above their weight, and snags an 8. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It is what it is. That's always been my life, Everyone is a 7. Bro, you need to stop with the coping. You got to stop with the coping. You got to stop with the coping, okay? Like what the fuck are you saying? VO is a 10. VO is a 10 out of 10. That's why I'm attached at VO like a fucking leech. I'm like a tick. You'd have to pull my head off. You know what I mean? I'm angler fishing on VO. I'm dissolving. Because once you go Persian, there's no other version. Mike got the one lucky run. Exactly. You know when you're like, you've got to, you know when there's a boss you just can't beat, then all of a sudden they just give you the right sweet sequence of attacks, and like you get some crits, and boom, they're down. That's VO for me. So I need to remember that. I need to always remember that. After stream, we got to buy VO a gift. You know, since we're talking about gratitude, and we're talking about thanking people who have done stuff for you today, it's making me realize I got to improve myself. You know, I'm like, God damn, I need to be more grateful. I wish I had a job so I could gift more subs. Jules, don't you worry about it, brother. Most 40+ people I know are bald and hutch-like. I mean, I am 42, so I do feel like I look younger than I am, but not by that much. I think I look like I'm 39. I don't think it's like some sort of amazing. The Girl Wonder, thanks for the 5 tier 1s. You can get VOK BBQ when I'm there Friday. Haha. Here's the thing you need to understand. I never have said no to VO getting anything they want. What the fuck? You think you're a simp? Nah, dude. The secret is pick someone who's not insane. Actually, I will say this. VO wanted to adopt like even more cats, and I was like, no, we shouldn't get them because they'll disrupt the current cats. Because I think the 2 cats we have are actually fucking perfect cats, and I'm scared shitless of ruining them because they're still kittens. And I'm like, 2 is the perfect number. Except flying to Chicago instead of Madison. Yeah, totally. We had one and adopted 2. 3 is better. Okay, just because it worked for you, all right? Advice for your 20s and 30s. The first thing that I would say, like if you're legitimately asking me for advice, what I would say is I was a fucking loser at 23. I'll be completely honest with you, chat. At 23, I had like built my life in the idea that I was going to be a fucking pilot like my father and grandfather, okay? And I had gone down the path of becoming a fucking military fighter pilot. And when we invaded Iraq, I quit and said it was wrong. So I completely abandoned my entire life path at 23. I don't talk a lot about this because who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't matter. And I don't think that it means that I'm some sort of good person, because I wasn't. I was far from a good person at 23. And then I had always excelled in school, and I quit. I abandoned all my dreams. I took probably one of the worst L's you could ever take doing it. I came back, and I worked on the Pennsylvania Turnpike doing road construction and repair, road maintenance and repair in the sun. So I filled potholes and repaired guardrails and swept broken glass and, worked with hot tar and jackhammered out shoveled fucking rocks and hand leveled the hot patch. And it'd be 125 degrees of people driving 65 miles an hour or faster within 6 inches of your fucking head sometimes. I spread fucking blood and, oil cleaner and swept up broken glass. And I had no fucking hope. No plan and no hope. So let me just say, I think you should lean into I abandoned my life goals because I knew the Iraq war was wrong. No, that's fucking cringe. There was a lot more than just that. There were other reasons that it was also just, I am very morally rigid. I don't think, if I think something's wrong, I don't comply, I don't back down. I don't bend. It's just not, that's not exactly the military mindset. Okay. And a lot of people just will hate you because you even went to the military in the first place. That's the other thing. It's not like it's good for me anyway. Who gives a shit? I'm just telling you guys because this is the chill chat. You're the people that actually, care about me, want me to be respected, are not telling me how I should eat shit after I've spent personally thousands of money out of my own pocket. You know what I mean? You guys are the people that understand I deserve respect. The other thing is sunscreen. That's number one. So I was telling you that story because eventually I went back to school. I was going to go to Penn State, but then I quit. I wasn't ready to go back to school. I worked in road construction repair, and then I was going to go to Penn State, but then I quit because I wasn't ready to go back to school. And then that moment of like trying to reconstitute my identity, being broke because I had left home at 18 and didn't get, you know, I paid for everything that I had. And then I think I went back and lived with my parents for a small period there. That was very humbling. So the early 20s was just like, how do you reconstitute an identity? Why did I do road construction? Because you want to know the answer? Because in my family, you don't just get to be they just didn't let me exist as a fucking loser. And I learned a lot from that job. I honestly think that was one of the most important jobs I ever had. It taught me respect. It taught me to respect working people at a level that I think a lot of kids don't. You know, as someone who is academically gifted, I'd never considered working with, you know, manual labor or doing hard work as like my path. And I didn't really understand it. And I think working that taught me, number one, the intelligence and the hard work and the ingenuity of the working class. Like, manual laborer does not mean stupid. And I think I needed to learn that as a young man. I needed to learn my fucking place. And repetitive manual labor hurts. And so whenever I see somebody going like, oh, we should raise the retirement age or whatever, fucking like, it's because they work a soft hand job. You don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The human body breaks down at 65. If you've been out there with dump trucks for 40 fucking years. What now? Soft-handed job. If your job leaves you with soft hands, then you should shut the fuck up about Social Security. Then I went back to college. I went to Pitt, and I kind of went in with this kind of like, what do I want to do? Because part of me had wanted to be a pilot. Part of me had wanted to be a doctor. And what part of me had wanted to be a lawyer? Like that's where I was, because I'd always done well in academics. And so the problem with doing really well in academics is I didn't have any limitations, which sounds good, but is actually bad. I didn't have any direction. I'd like look at everything and decide like, do I want to be doing this? And I started taking some of these like, you know, political philosophy. One of the most important classes I ever took was in political philosophy. And I read Hobbes, I read Locke, I read John Stuart Mill, I read Marx, I read Rousseau. Who else did I read in that class? Oh, of course, Rawls, John Rawls. I had such problems with Rawls. I was mauling over Rawls. I hated the fucking veil of ignorance. I was raging over the veil of ignorance. I thought it sucked. Thought it was a horrible thought experiment. Pissed me off so much. Did I take logic? I hate formal logic sucks. That's probably the class I fucking despise. Fuck formal logic. Symbolic formal logic is hell on earth, and I hate it. It's stupid. Fuck it. My favorite class? Fuck you. That shit sucks. Thoughts on Bhaskar? He's pretty Rawlsian. I respect Rawls a lot. I'm allowed to maul over it and also respect it. Like I can look at John Rawls and be like, you know what? This was like really good. Made me think. And I think there's a lot of good things that can come out of it. I think it's the best political philosophy an American has ever made anyway. Nietzsche is proto-fascism, right? Nietzsche has diverse interpretations. Anyway, going back to college, that was cool. And I graduated. So after taking a couple years, you know, I was behind. I was supposed to graduate college in 2006. I ended up graduating in 2008 because of those couple years of like manual labor and finding myself. And so I graduated 2008, and let me just tell you, that was the best time to be a fresh college graduate. And what I mean by that is the absolute worst time in American history to be a new college graduate. The other thing is I paid and borrowed for all of my college. I put my textbooks on a credit card in my name. So I graduated college in debt into the Great Recession. I want to tell you, so, you know, if you're 23, let me just say, I'm here now, but that was where I was at 23, 24, 25, 26. Let's just say shit was not going well. I remember one time where I was just like, I have absolutely no fucking clue what to do. I remember it was 2009. It was like October 2009. And I was like, I have absolutely no idea what to do. I 100% cooked. I graduated college directly into 9/11. Yeah, similar. Oh, interesting, Morgolio. The funny thing is, chat, if I didn't start streaming, I would either be in elected office or I'd probably be a commercial pilot. Because my experience with the legal profession is fuck you. I hate it. I think it sucks ass and is totally irredeemable. I would either be in a political office or I would be a commercial pilot. I would be literally Austin. I would be Austin show, except I would be a pilot. What is Fox doing? Are they just going full mask off?
Yeah, they do. And the Lions fans there love the NFL. I
right,
found
let's
this
go back to politics.
instructive
We're
and
done
not
talking about me.
surprising. The whole point is everything about his ethos, his religion, his everything is anti-America. It's anti-West. It's anti this entire structure. So the irony to me that's heartbreaking, frankly, is the fact that everyone is vying for these positions that are so crucial to how our republic is constructed, while at the same time saying they want to obliterate it. So what, like, they're all Trojan horses. They all want to be a member of the structure built by our founding fathers simply to explode it from the inside. So of course he hates football. And mind you, he's also a hypocrite.
Abdul I don't know if you guys saw this. Can you guys link me the Abdul tweet and the Mike Rogers tweet? These guys are such fucking losers. They're so boring. They're so fucking boring. They're so fucking dickless and they're so fucking boring.
Because he played football for 5 seconds. He said, I know there's conflicting reports at times that he was, the subject of bullying in the locker room for racism and things, while also his campaign manager said he was captain. So I don't quite know what the truth is. What I know is that he's a very calculated, conniving individual that has made it quite clear how he feels about America, our values, and what he would do if he got that position. Now he's trying to say those are cherry-picked comments. I have different beliefs. It's not cherry-picked. It was 5 seconds ago. It's 2023. You were talking. I mean, I hope that everyone sees that with no help from the media, as Lisa described. That is certainly paving the way very smoothly for him. I do.
Apparently, Shannon Watts went after me. I didn't know about this. What do you mean an endorsement from Sanders, Warren, AOC matters more than support from Hassan Piker and Mike from PA? Okay, first of all, let me just say this. We almost won, motherfucker. The second thing is, we would never disagree with that. Although Warren, I think Warren doesn't matter. But Sanders or AOC, I think Warren would have helped Fran for sure. Why are there quotations? I don't fucking know. I guess they're trying to say that, I'm especially scary. I'm the really scary one. Like, I'm at the intersection between, like, people are happy to parasite off my ass and ask for my help a million times, but they're not willing to, like, lend any of their credibility on my behalf. Hassan, they're willing to do that. The requested page couldn't be found. Wait until these people find out that you no longer live in PA. They're going to say you lie about where you live. Oh, geez. And it's like, yeah, no shit. AOC's endorsement matters way more than mine. Duh. I hope that remains to be true.
Yep. Thanks, Sean. And thanks for highlighting what is so much. You can almost hear a collective gasp across Michigan for all the things he spends time hating on. I mean, when I go back, I want to, make sure we're protecting our faith and our families and our factories and our freedoms, while he's advocating doing away with our fireworks, football, the 4th of July. This guy spent hours hating on what most Michiganders would enjoy in their pastimes, and he should be held to account for that. These are views that he held that he was pretty strong about, but he knew that he had to delete them all for if people really knew who he was, they wouldn't vote for him. So you're right. It's just a matter of making sure we have the resources and the people that are out there fighting what I think is the heart and soul of the country in this.
The intense amount of pearl clutching I've seen this primary season is beyond anything I've seen in a long time. There's a reason why pearl clutching is such a good term, because pearls are precious. They're a sign of wealth. If you have a nice string of natural, pearls, they are expensive. They're a sign of wealth and excess money. And that's what the pearl clutch is about. It is about status signaling. It is about social signaling. It is a way of performing acceptability, which is, of course, class and elite signaling. These are the guys who support Donald Trump. Do you think they give a fuck about someone tweeting they don't like fireworks? Do you think that not liking fireworks is some sort of position you're not allowed to have? In fact, in most red states, they ban fireworks. Happens all the time. People are banning fireworks. because they don't like the noise, because it's a fucking nuisance. It freaks out dogs and cats and young children, and it could cause wildfires or other property damage or a lot of injuries because people improperly handle them. So this is like, not liking fireworks is baked into a lot of our society. Now, of course, we also have celebrations where, we enjoy. I personally, I gotta say, I like fireworks. Sue me. I like the boom. I like the light show. I like that shit. I think it's fun. I like collective experiences. I'm gonna go ahead and raise my hand and say I love a group hangout. Fireworks, a rave, a sporting event, a concert. I like that shit. A parade. Give it all to me. I enjoy that. I like big community events. Sue me. Block parties. Like 100%. I'm 100% behind that stuff. I like it. But I also understand if people don't. It's called preferences. We have them in a free society, you fucking losers. Also, I like when people are curmudgeonly about holidays. If you don't like Halloween, I think you're wrong, but you're allowed to say that. If you fucking hate that people start celebrating Christmas in October and they play the same mind-numbing jingles over and over and over again, you're allowed to have that opinion, okay? You're allowed to feel like Valentine's Day and the corporate pressure of like spending money, or else it means you don't love your significant other, and you find that a fucking drag and you hate those expectations. You're allowed to have that opinion. It's okay. It's okay to be a cat person. It's okay to be a dog person. I happen to like animals, but you're allowed to have a preference. I'm not going to hate on you for having preferences. That's called being free. And it's fucking weird how conformist Fox News is. How conformist these fucking conservatives are. I thought this was supposed to be all about freedom, but everybody has to dress in the same fucking navy blue suit with no tie and a flag lapel pin, and they all have to have the same corporate slop shoveled onto their plate. Everybody's got to eat red 40. Everybody else has to roll coal and everybody has to smell your fucking diesel engine spewing fumes. Nobody's allowed to have preferences. Nobody's allowed to say, you know what? I don't fuck with President's Day. Everybody has to have they all have to whine. They all have to bellyache, and they all have to make everybody else conform. Can you people shut the fuck up and mind your own goddamn business? And I think the answer is curmudgeons are welcome. But also, if you love Thanksgiving, that's totally within your right to love Thanksgiving. But curmudgeons, you're fucking welcome. You're allowed to not like shit around here. You're allowed to express your preferences. You're allowed to be free. And the way these guys are trying to make everybody conform, fucking weird, man. The past 2 years, I stopped celebrating all holidays. Let me make an argument in favor of holidays. One of the things, like, Gramsci famously was anti-holiday, but I'm going to go ahead and oppose it. I think it's good to have signposts throughout the year. It's like, have you guys ever done a hike or run cross country? And you kind of feel like your legs are getting a little bit, your hammies and your quads start to burn and your calves start to burn, and you're feeling, you're huffing and puffing and you're thinking, fuck, I don't know if I can make this. And then all of a sudden you round a corner and you hit a signpost and there's that arrow pointing towards your goal. And that just gives you a little bit of jolt of dopamine to shoulder on. That's how I kind of feel about the holidays. It lets me take stock, take a breath, and feel the progress of the year. Because I don't know about you, but I definitely get locked into the drudgery of the daily routine. And something like Halloween is great because that makes me like stop what I'm doing, go with VO and plan out some costumes, decorate, change things, and then go out and hang out with some friends I haven't seen in a month or two and get to enjoy everybody's creativity. Have a couple beers, maybe more than I would on a typical day, and just kind of luxuriate in the comfort of friendship and just hang. And it's a great excuse to do it. And so I like that we have this kind of like common cultural, expectation, this way to break the ice. Days where we're just allowed to be silly. Yeah, they're fucking commercialized. Yeah, it gets fucking annoying that capitalism ruins everything. I know, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, Mike from Holiday, all right? I think they're good. I like festivals. I love feast days. I love holidays. I wish we had more. Every leap day should be fucking off. Nobody should have to work on a leap day. That's fucking crazy. Motherfuckers try to squeeze an extra day out of our asses. Fuck you. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love the movies, the music, the coziness. I love getting gifts for my family. I love Christmas. There's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of why I like seasons, marks the passage of time, why I feel I'd go psychotic living in LA and instead of NYC where I get to see real seasonal weather. I go back and forth because the LA weather is so much better. Like, I could never live in Miami because they have like really oppressive, shitty summers that are super humid and they suck. So they're really like, Florida weather is more like not winter than it is good weather. It's just opting out of winter, but you still have a lot of terrible weather. Whereas LA has, or Hawaii, they have perfect weather, which is a little bit different than not winter. I think people conflate the two. You know, and for me, winter is preferable to like a super fucking clammy, humid summer. Like that shit sucks more to me than having to throw on a nice sweater and maybe throw on a cute jacket and some gloves, you know, like maybe you have to wear earmuffs or, you know what I mean? So I'm more of a winter guy than I am a humidity guy. Terrible take, hard disagree. The only thing that sucks about winter is if you live in an actually cold place where they get snow cover that persists. Old snow is gross. Old snow is fucking gross. Now, like when you get a fresh blanket of snow, it's fucking base. Honestly, like my favorite times are when you're getting like, I would say 6 to 9 inches of snow. It's like 28 degrees, winds calm. That's like really good weather. That, like, basically it makes the city slow down. It gets quiet because the snow falling kind of cuts down on noise. It's almost like sound dampening, and it's just brisk because the wind isn't cutting and it's falling and it's just that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is good winter. That's some good shit. Yeah, I come from a time before climate change, so we had this municipal rink here where I went to high school that was an outdoor rink. Meaning it would freeze during the winter by them just like throwing water down. They had a Zamboni, but it was like it stayed frozen based off of the winter existing. And so, but they would Zamboni it. And so that would be so cool, you know? Just go skate, outdoor ice rink. Are you following 4 Billion Dead? What does that mean? I love the winter. The thing I hate most about is my dogs hate it. Your dogs hate it? My dog, I mean, I always buy retrievers and like working dogs, and they fucking love winter. Working dogs love winter. They go fucking nuts for winter. I remember when ponds used to freeze regularly every year. Now we're lucky to get a couple days a year. Yeah, I know, right? Remember that? Before the Brooklyn Bridge was built and we cooked the planet, people would skate across the East River when it froze. Oh, that's really interesting. Being Canadian, specifically Alberta, distorts my brain when it comes to weather so much. Because what do you mean you don't have snow 9 months of the year? Yeah, exactly. Canadians, man. I already turned it off. Don't worry about the AI thing. Anyway, long story short, weather. We love it, don't we, folks? Letter carrier with working dogs. Mike was right at both takes. You could always bundle up, but when it's hot and muggy, you're fucked. Oh, yeah. Hot and muggy is the worst. Hot and muggy is actually the worst. Like, you can survive most winter, like, as long as you have the right equipment. It has to get like super dangerously cold for where you can't handle winter. But if you have the right equipment, you can handle a lot of cold, like kind of passively from your body heat and from having the right, right clothing, the right equipment, maybe an engine block heater if it's really bad. But for the most part, Eddie, if you have like winter tires or, studs or chains if needed. My dog always loved eating ice and snow. We'll get insta zoomies anytime there was a snow on the ground, LOL. Meanwhile, in BC, I can't remember the last time we had snow was, and it melted immediately. But stick an Albertan in the driver's seat during a little bit of rain on a highway with a few turns, and the Albertan has a nervous breakdown about how scary it is to hydroplane. That's why I feel like, again, this is all Pennsylvania supremacy. I think like Pennsylvania is like, that's like the training ground. It's like, you need to learn how to survive in winter. You need to learn how to survive in like all the it's honestly, it was the training ground.
Particular race. Yep. Thanks, Sean. And thanks for highlighting what is so much, you can almost hear a collective gasp across Michigan for all the things he spends time hating on. I mean, when I go back, I want to, make sure we're protecting our faith and our families and our factories.
Like, look at this fucking guy. And then, so Abdul El Sayed replied, and he basically said, I'll play you in football since you won't debate. I'll play you in football. He said, today is the 9th anniversary of the murder of Heather Heyer, whose life was taken as she stood against hate and bigotry at Charlottesville, Virginia. Heather's life was a testament to the broader fight for justice. As Donald Trump continues to divide us with hate, let us remember Heather's love and courage in standing up to it. Damn, what a based post. He's so fucking cool.
President Trump, last night, he posted on social media a photograph of him and First Lady Melania Trump in formal attire. Next to a photograph of you and your wife. You appear to be in a restaurant booth or something. Your wife is a psychiatrist. She's wearing a hijab. The caption was two very different Americas. What was your response when you saw that?
Yeah, he's right. One in which your overlords are two people who don't like each other but joint in the interest of making billions of dollars off of you, or two people who genuinely love each other, enjoyed some pancakes together, want to come together to build the kind of America where they can raise a family and know that that family is going to have the good things. So yes, you've got two different visions of America. Donald Trump's vision is the one you're living in right now. Can you afford your gas? Can you afford your groceries? Do you believe, when you look your kids in the eye, that they're going to have a better future than you did? And Sarah and I are running because when we look our daughters in the eye, Amelie and Sirine, we want them to believe that they're every bit as able to have a better future than the one that they could have had under the Trump administration, that they can live together with their sisters and their brothers in America in a way where they lock arms to build the good things that they deserve together, where they know they'll have the health care that they need and good jobs, and that they don't have to go 15 minutes and know that there are kids who live 15 minutes away whose lives are very, very different than theirs because we've been for far too long okay with a level of inequality in this country. I want them to live in an America where they can breathe clean air and drink clean water. And actually, Sarah and I like each other. I don't know about the First Lady and the President, but from what I've heard, it's a bit of a rocky road.
This is what we mean by dark woke. This is what we mean by dark woke. This is what we mean by evil Mamdani. Okay? Or that wasn't the one we came up with. We had a different term. I didn't like evil Mamdani. What was the other phrase? Renegade Mamdani. Thank you. There's Paragon and there's Renegade. And like calling out Donald Trump for being in an obviously, transactional marriage on his fourth wife, his fourth or third trophy wife. The last one accused him of raping her and physically abusing, and who's now buried on his golf course so they can claim it's a cemetery for tax breaks. Commenting on a high school sweetheart couple, instead of taking it on the chin, using the dead wife for tax purposes. What wild? Yeah, I know, that's the type of shit people should call out, and it's effective, and that's what dark woke is all about. What do you think about this incredibly minuscule point? I think that I'm snoozing. That's how I feel about that article right now. I'm going to put that on snooze. Maybe we'll come back. We'll come back to it because it's completely off the track what I'm saying. He just re-released a commercial, chat, this time about who he is.
Where did Abdul El-Sayed come from?
Here.
We're his grandparents.
We helped raise him.
He became a doctor.
He always wanted to help people.
He got all those kids glasses.
Eliminated medical debt.
Poof!
He buys us groceries every week. He knows what things cost. He learned his Michigan values in our small town.
Take it from us.
We love him, and so will you.
Too much. I'm Abdul El-Sayed, and I approve the heck out of this message.
Language. Where did Abdul...
Like, this stuff is part of the message. Since you're too afraid to debate me, how about you hold me accountable on a football field instead? Tackle, no pads, like we used to play when we were kids. I'd be happy to show you how much I love football. Like, if you're gonna say someone's anti-American and hates America and all this other shit, man to man, then let's do it. Chat, how long before we have the first politician boxing match? How long before it happens? We are entering idiocracy. We are literally entering idiocracy, and I feel like it's only a matter of time. I feel like this is a certified Mike from PA prediction. We are going to have the gauntlet. We're going to have the influencer boxing match. We're gonna, oh my God, we're definitely gonna have chess boxing for politicians. I'm kind of surprised that Ludwig hasn't done that yet. You mean like the caning of Charles Sumner? That was just a sneak attack, dude. The caning of Charles Sumner was just a fucking cowardly sneak attack. That wasn't a fight. That was somebody coming up from someone else talking and hitting them in the head with a fucking brass-topped cane. Trudeau did it? Oh, that makes so much sense. Here's Fox's reaction to Abdul's statement. So he said, let's play one-on-one football, which if you're one of those people who thinks you can't do this, I know you are a nerd. I know you are a fucking nerd because you absolutely can 1v1 football. I would do it on the front yard. Oklahoma drill. Exactly. Now you're getting it.
All right, you can see why Mao worshiper Hassan Piker gets along so well with El Sayed. They both seem emotionally pretty unhinged. For example, after El Sayed's opponent, Mike Rogers, appeared right here on this program, El Sayed issued a very angry statement on X, all but begging Mike Rogers to hold him accountable in a physical way. Quote, since you're too afraid to debate me, how about you hold me accountable?
By the way, can I just say, this shows why Abdul is such a good politician. He's now getting his message out there. On Fox News, they're now saying Mike Rogers is too afraid to debate Dr. Abdul El-Sayed. This is now giving the message of, he won't debate me, and now I'm challenging him physically. Who's going to be turned off by this? No one is going to be turned off by this. They're going to be like, Mike Rogers won't debate him? Wait, and he's backing down from him physically after saying he's un-American? I think most Americans, and, you know, call this toxic masculinity. I don't even think this has anything to do with gender. But most Americans recognize the concept of fighting words. If you show up to someone and you insult their wife, or you do something right to their face, I think most Americans would be like, you know what? That if you get into some fisticuffs, it's not a good thing, but it's a relatable thing. And certainly, if you insult a man's wife in front of him, I think most people would say you had it coming if you get clobbered. Again, not saying it's good. People smile in the chat if you agree. So I don't think this scares anyone off. I don't think everyone's like, I was going to vote for Dr. Abdul El-Sayed, but then he said, because Mike Rogers was insulting him as an un-American, that he will play football man to man. And that was just a bridge too far for me. Like, nobody is like, that's not a thing. But what's effectively happened here is Dr. El-Sayed has said he won't debate me. And now that is being reported on Fox News. Huge W in the attention economy. Excuse me.
Ball on a football field instead. I didn't think you liked football. Anyway, and tackle, no pads like we used to play when we were kids. Anyway, I'd be happy to show you how much I love football. Now, all right, you can see why Mao worshiper Hassan Piker.
I'm sorry, but Suit Hassan, it's starting to work. It's starting to be convincing. I might have to style. I might have to do it. I might have to like refocus on the optics. Ask Hassan for the Chinese suit link up. They're very good suits. Oh, true. Mike, I beg collab with Caroline for a makeover. It'd be so fun. I don't even like asking Vio to do that kind of stuff for me. You know what I mean? It just feels... I guess this has to do with something deeply internalized about me where I just don't like to ask people for that kind of help. You know what I mean? There's something going on, you know? Like getting Vio and Caroline to like fuss over me about my looks. That's the one way to make me feel bashful. You know what I mean? Dwaddledorf, exactly. Or Christian. Now you're talking. Same thing. Although I feel like, see, the thing about Vio and Christian is they're both imps. You guys know what I mean by that? They're like mischievous little demons. They're little gremlins. They're little goblins, but cute. They're before they're gremlins before they eat at midnight. Okay, they're what is it, Mogwai? They're little Mogwai. They're little tricksters, adorable tricksters, chaos gremlins. So I'm very scared of them because whenever you trust a trickster god, you're gonna get it. It's not gonna kill you, but you're gonna learn some sort of humiliating life lesson, and I'm not sure I need one of those right now. Okay. Suits like this, please. Okay, hold on. I don't know that I have the frame for that one. They hold the mirror up. Yeah, I don't need a mirror, okay? Let me live in my delusions. We push back playfully with a fraction of what they've done to us, and they immediately start crying. Yeah, because the entire conservative like worldview bubble is one of like we're the tough, manly men, and you're the emasculated queers. Like that's the shorthand of how they act. That's, you know, a lot of conservatism is about winning the argument before the first point has been made. It's all about the pre-political identity building. Like that's what they do. They try to have people in boxes that they can then discard. And one of those things they do is try to damage if you're like a cis man like me, they try to damage your masculinity. I saw a really funny Caleb, he had this really good joke about identifying with being a man. Fuck. Is it this one? I don't think it was.
That they're being I don't necessarily mean that they're closeted.
Okay.
It's a squares and rectangles situation.
Got it.
That's not it. No. He's talking about identifying as being a cis man. So good. Search is impossible. Why is search so bad? Damn, I can't find it. Somebody will find it for me. It slaps though. Also, I want to say this. Apparently Hassan went on Z-Way and they never published it. So either it's getting published in September. I'm so excited. I made an AI Mike from PA. This is like dark Mike. This is like evil Mike. This is the Mike not traveled. This is the, like, if we have a revolution and I am appointed as head of internal security, this is what I will look like. This is like, honestly, I look like I could be in Godfather in this one. The Italian in me is really coming out. Like, it's kind of funny how much I got critically hit by the Italian in my bloodline. Because like I'm half German and half Scottish. Okay, pretty much 50-50. Except in the German side, there is my dad's mother's mother is from like northern Italy, like the border between Austria and like Italy, where there's that like mix part. And like that seemingly has critically hit all the way through. Because I have like, you look Scottish, to be honest. I do. But like a lot of like my dark features and my hair curls and stuff is just like comes right from that. And the schnozzle, obviously. Mike, you pissed me off so bad. This looks so good. I think I'm also getting a little bit of like, the AI is helping my jawline a bit, you know, like, let's be honest here, you know, sideburns are looking crisp. The hairline is looking good. You know, there's definitely some buff going on here. A slight buff. You look like a villain in an Adam McKay drama. I look like the executive from Avatar if he was brunette. You know what I mean? Although I watched on the flight back from Chicago to LA, I watched Avatar Fire and Ash. What the fuck? A golden Kappa hype train? No fucking shot. No fucking shot. Now we're talking, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten a golden Kappa hype train. Theo, I have been glazing you so much today, it's not even funny. I've been glazing VO up. Everybody, if you are not following VO, there's something wrong with you. Ladies and gentlemen, during a golden Kappa hype train, if you sub, resub, give a sub, use your Prime, or give at least 200 bits, you get access to, and I want you to sit down. Everybody, if you're busy, stop what you're doing real quick and listen to this perk you're going to get. If you do those things, sub, resub, Prime sub, gift a sub, or 200 bits, during this golden Kappa period, you will get it, and this is almost hard to believe, golden Kappa unlocked for 24 hours. Can you believe that? 24 hours with golden Kappa. And you can use it in any chat. That's incredible. I mean, like, when I'm sitting down and thinking, like, what are ways to, like, motivate people to donate to the stream? I'm like, when someone told me about the golden Kappa hype train, I was like, I can't even believe it. Like, Twitch is so fucking generous. Like, they could have had a hype train which gives you, like, 6 weeks of subs. Or they could have had a hype train where the streamer gets a higher percentage of the money. Or they could have had a hype train which, like, boosts someone in the algorithm so they get more recommendeds right now. You know what I mean? Like, they could have had a hype train where, like, maybe they help subsidize some merch, but they were like, fuck all that worthless shit. Who cares about that? Let people have golden pixels permanently? Fuck no, that's crazy. 24 hours so that they learn that the value of something is not in its possession, it's in its absence and the desire to reacquire. It's almost like a philosophical treatise into the nature of mortality. How could they be so brave and so goddamn smart and yet so generous? Think about how long 24 hours really is. Sit with it. If somebody said to you, sit in a chair for 24 hours, that would be an ordeal. And yet you get to have a golden kappa for that long. How can you not subscribe? How can you not give? How can you not give bits? And you have that kind of opportunity in front of you. I don't know. I don't know what else you can do. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, giving me chills just thinking about it. I'm sorry for that, chat. I am so sorry. I don't know, man. What do you want me to say? Evil Mike would be too dangerous to let roam free. Can I tell you a secret, chat? Being evil is easy mode. Being evil is unironically easy mode. Because if you think about evil, what is being evil? Evil is finding the weakest member of the herd, right? Like weak, it's just, you just exploit someone fucking vulnerable to the hilt and then you move on and do it again. That's fucking easy. There's so many people that are like vulnerable that you can go and take advantage of. Being evil is fucking easy mode. It's fucking loser shit. You know what's hard mode? Taking on the powers that be. Taking on the injustices of the world. Taking on the institutions that are doing bad. And like trying to protect the vulnerable. That's fucking hard mode. That's combat. That's difficult. Being good is hard. Being evil is easy as fuck. It's for the lazy. For the stupid. It's for the weak. Being good is hard, man. No, I choose it because, quite frankly, I like that it's hard. I like the fact that we're challenged. I like the fact it is so much more fulfilling to be a good person. Okay, you can stop spamming the Larkin stuff for a while now. I'm gonna, you can stop. You can stop. It's okay. It's okay. He'll be fine. He'll be fine without me. Did you see Bernie admit to his rhetorical failure in his position on Israel? What? We'll get, okay. Anyway, thank you guys, gals. Holy shit. Let me thank everybody who gifted during the hype train so far. UVC, KSO31. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the 5. Purple Cherokee, thank you for the 10. KSO's just been throwing out 5 bombs. You're killing it, man. Scan77, thank you for the 5. Slurgo with the 10. Can we get some bed in? Like, Slurgo is underappreciated in this chat. I feel like Slurgo, or Slurgeo rather, sorry, Slurgeo. Slurgeo is out here dropping bombs all the time, and none of you are bending the fucking knee, and I'm tired of it. Actually, being evil is hard because it wrecks you inside. That's cope. Sniffy J with the tier 2. Hunter Opterix, thank you for the 5. Endless Mike, thank you for the 5. Alex Every Guy, thank you for the 5. The Emperor Ovaltine, thank you for the 5. The King of Wit, thank you for the 5. DJ, thank you for the 5. Evil people usually have the best lives. No, they don't. Your media photo would be a legit wet plate tin type. I mean, honestly, that would be pretty sick. FM Massacres, thank you for the 5. Let me just say this. My life, and I don't mean this to be a flex, but it's fully self-actualized. Being greedy doesn't let you do that. Why do you think Elon Musk is on Twitter all the fucking time? Raging and whining and interacting with the scum of the fucking earth. Because no matter how much money goes into the Dragon Horde, he's completely unfulfilled. And all he could do is look at the people that decided not to be scum. Oh, would you look at that, chat? Pramila Jayapal, who has not gotten anything from Hassan at all and is publicly defending him. Wow. Lib fucking Pramila Jayapal, who has, again, repeating, has not gotten tens of thousands of dollars in help from Hassan Piker, is defending him. As a member of the Judiciary Committee, I have been absolutely clear that free speech is a constitutional right that we must all stand up and protect. I have been communicating my concerns about the cancellation of the Hassan Piker event directly to the university, and they have informed me that they are doing an internal review to ensure this never happens again. I encourage student groups who want to hear from Mr. Piker to work with the university to ensure that they can proceed. What an absolute queen. Unabashed, didn't spend any time condemning his old remarks, went to work, unbelievably based. Didn't sit there going, I don't agree with everything they say, and I know it's weak shit. It was like, this is free speech. It's almost like she's taking a playbook out of the right and not being a cowardly ass loser. Gentleman Thief says, I remember I came to this stream as a misanthropic doomer anarchist, and over the years, you, Hassan, Caroline, and everyone else in this community has pulled me back and made me hopeful again. Thank you for all that you guys do. Don't worry, chatters. I'll confront it. I'm not just going to be sarcastic today. Don't worry. I'll confront it directly. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm not just going to say it on the stream. Don't worry. I'll confront it head on. But every time you remind me of it, you piss me off more. Joe Walsh defended Hassan. As you know, I'm no fan of pikers, but Scott Jennings should have his ass sued on this one. He completely and purposely lied about and defamed Piker. Jennings is a fraud. He gets paid big money by CNN to play a role, to lie. And by the way, before I turned against Trump 8 years ago, I was a syndicated talker for Salem Media Group. They're an openly Christian company. Christians don't approve of lying, right? Piker should sue the heck out of Salem as well. Wow. Wow, Joe. Wow, Joe. This was a principled thing to say. Thanks. So now do you guys understand why I've been laughing at Destiny so much and Dan Saltzman and all these fucking losers? Because they're going to be MAGA. They don't understand politics at all. And this is what's so funny about Destiny and all these fucking losers. Politics is not about personalities, you dumbass piece of shit. Personalities are the icing. It's the velvet over the glove. It's the velvet glove over the iron fist. It is not what politics is about. Politics are about competing interests, you dumbass, and the various compromises and alliances that arise. You fucking dumb, uneducated, sloppulous, worthless loser. Slop creating fucking algorithm chasing dipshit. And Hassan Piker is part of the Democratic Party. He's through the Democratic Party through Bernie Sanders, AOC, Zoran Mamdani, Claire Valdez, Daria Lisa, Maylot Kiros, Chris Rabb, Summer Lee, and many, many, many more. Many millions of people that not just talk about politics online, but are representing interests of nurses, of teachers, of workers of all stripes, of single-payer healthcare advocates, of the anti-imperialist movement, of the pro-Palestine movement, you dumb fuck. So you're never going to be able to get rid of the man because he has been embedded deeply within these movements, because he is objectively the grassroots choice as their face. They've chosen him. They've chosen him from the grassroots, from the bottom up. There's never been a dollar spent by big money or by PACs to support Hassan. It's only ever been against him, and yet he continues to win. And so those people who are in the Democratic Party, barely, they're on the right flank, hanging onto the door flap. And here we are on the left flank, all the way across the tent, hanging on to the left flank flap. Fundamentally, if you are anti-Republican, it is not in our interest to dedicate all of our effort, especially in August, coming on September, on attacking other people within the anti-fascist coalition. And to Destiny, that is not a priority of him. To Destiny, the anti-fascist coalition is not a priority because he is a fascist. That's why he fucks fascists. That's why he associates with fascists. That's why he hangs out with fascists. That's why he has promoted the careers of Lauren Southern and Empath Chan and Nicholas Fuentes and what's that fat Ralph fuck and the guy who's gonna die of fucking liver cirrhosis, who looks like if Trotsky got infected with gout. Sam Hyde, thank you. Jesus Christ. I could describe him, but I couldn't access the name. I guess my dementia is kicking in. And the only people that are with Destiny are the parasite orbiters of Destiny. You have the balding, principleless, pouchy, fucking loser Hutch. You've got Wick, who looks like if there was the ugliest guy at the truck stop convention and he came in first place. Like who are we talking about here? Food shops? The pedophile? Like, what are we saying here? Who else is in the Destiny extended universe? I love going to the truck stop convention. Yeah. He looks like the guy who meth dealers look at and say, okay, man, I think you've had enough. Maybe go brush your teeth. That's Wick. Hutch is not a chrome dome because he doesn't moisturize. His head is ashier than a fucking fireplace. He's the guy where Wick is the guy that give lot lizards their moment where they feel like they hit rock bottom, right? You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy that at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday, a lot lizard taking a drag on a Marlboro Red looks at them and just goes, I gotta call my mom. Sex work isn't just real work. That's damn hard work. Okay? Like, goddamn. Is he the guy that peed in the bottle? Oh, I thought you were going to say he looks like he pees in bottles. I was going to say he looks like he was conceived in bottle piss. Bosch has been surprisingly not bad recently. He legit goes to bat for yours and Hassan's worldview. It's kind of weird to see because he's chasing the algo, bro. When he thought he had the upper hand, he was happy to join with Destiny to smear me and Hassan. You know what I mean? And he did. He got excommunicated from Destiny's community because he was harassing too many trans women on the Discord. And now suddenly he wants to remake his whole entire fucking career without apologizing, by the way. Without also, like, why would we want him? The guy got caught with Lolly. Like, that's fucking cringe as fuck. And he said he said shit that I don't think you can come back from. And it's not just like bad takes. Like, he's legitimately got like predatory behaviors that rub me the wrong way. Anyway, all I was trying to say with that rant is that fundamentally, people are going to defend Hassan. Yes, he's going to get this test. If he can make it through this test and come out the other side, he'll be stronger than ever. And I want you guys to know that this is signs of capitulation. These signs, Pramila Jayapal, someone relink me that tweet. Pramila Jayapal and Joe Walsh defending Hassan. These are signs that the establishment is starting to capitulate to Hassan Piker. And it's the right call. It is the right call. The only people that will never capitulate to Hassan Piker are the people that are ideologically designed to keep the Democratic Party from ever delivering anything to the American people. This also seems to be clear defamation.
And we haven't shown it. It's tough to show some of the things that he is known to have said because it's on video and it's him saying it. But there's so many expletives you can't even bleep it all out. I've not been able to ask anybody about this like I would want to ask him. Why did you say this? He says I'm a racist.
Just ask him then. Just call him up on the phone, you fucking losers. You're Fox News.
We missed the good times when they were lynching blacks in this country.
Yo, Hassan, you gotta sue, dude. You gotta sue, man. You gotta sue Fox News. You gotta sue Fox News. You gotta cut a check to a law firm for $500,000 and you gotta sue Fox News, man. You gotta sue Fox News. I know it's a waste of fucking money and it sucks, but you gotta sue Fox News and you'll get it back. You'll get it back with a return. All right. You'll get it back with a return. It's an investment. This is defamation.
I just think about James Clyburn, Democrat in South Carolina, saying some things about his problems with this side of his party, not looking.
The best time to start suing people is 5 years ago. The second best time is now. We're here because he was way too fucking nice to others before it got to this point. Correct. Like, he should have a restraining order against Destiny. And so should I, to be honest with you.
Certain people in this country. Your last take.
You're exactly right. And black voters are not going for this. You look at what just happened in Wisconsin. I guess those people like Thanksgiving a little too much over there because Francesca Hong was defeated because of black voters. Black voters, young voters are not going for this socialist ride. They're rejecting them at the ballot box.
Yeah, Republicans should reach out and do what they can among that group, independents and everything. They've got time. CJ Pearson, great to see you. Thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming.
Can't they just issue a retraction and get out of it? Does it look like they're retracting? We kind of had like a conversational stream today. I wasn't doing enough content, political content, huh? I was just kind of talking about random shit, huh? I don't know if this was a very good stream or not. You guys will have to tell me.
On George Tiller before someone went to the church that he was at and killed him. O'Reilly denied responsibility for Tiller's murder and defended his campaign against Tiller, saying, "When I heard about Tiller's murder, I knew pro-abortion zealots and Fox News haters would attempt to blame us for the crime, and that's exactly what has happened." The level of slander, smears as an America hater, as a that wants death and destruction for all Americans, that wants to murder Americans left and right, that wants to lynch black people, but also is anti-white and wants to do the great replacement, which is completely ridiculous. I've already had Rupert Murdoch's media outlet outside of my house twice now. Once with a drone, with aerial photos of my house. What do you think that is? Why do you think they're doing that? This has been happening on a daily basis since the end of March. Virtually every single day. Hundreds of articles have been written. And there's one other difference here. There's no defense from the liberal media side as well. There is no defense from liberal media. There's no this is actually going into a dangerous territory. This is actually broaching dangerous territory where they're actively trying to foment violence against this person that they're declaring to be a dangerous terrorist, a dangerous radical. These are the same people who also complained and said that their Nazi policy.
Mike, have you heard of the Voters of Tomorrow Summit? Kat and Kiros are speakers. I'm heading there now. No, I don't. I need to start like connecting myself to more of these type things. That might be part of the problem, is I don't really do this influencer circuit shit. But maybe I should. You know, like I see a lot of people that with no motion that spend all their time doing it, and I kind of think it doesn't matter, but I think it actually does matter because it creates like an elite status position where you start getting like mutual endorsements of people. You know what I mean? I probably should do that. Networking matters a lot. Yeah, I probably need to start doing some more networking.
Or actively, their Nazi their Nazi policies should not be called out as Nazi style policies because that they were you know, threatening violence against prominent Republicans. What do you think this is? And it only is taking place because I made the foolish mistake of throwing this community's weight around in elections. First and foremost, the goal here is, of course, to engage in a disciplining operation. So anyone else that wants to do this, think twice before attempting. They want to punish people for speaking out. What? Hey, did you know that there's a discrete website with 54 academic clarifications of circulated disinfo clips targeting you up since November 2025? Were you ever notified of this? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, this is a threat. This is a clear-cut threat. They want to silence not just myself, but they want to silence this movement. It's not dissimilar to what the Biden administration and the Trump administration that continued along in the same way, what they did to the pro-Palestine movement, the student encampments, arresting them. What's remarkable about it, once again, is the fact that Democrats were like, we got to activate young men. We need our own Joe Rogan of the left. Who's the Joe Rogan of the left? Oh, it's Hassan. And now they're going, oh, not like this. So yeah, this isn't a great situation to be in, I won't lie. I mean, I'm a very stubborn person, so I'm going to continue pushing through it, but hopefully they'll let up at some point. But it's crazy.
Earlier this hour, well, they just need to stay away from him. You know, the problem with that is it's not the vicinity.
The problem with it is you just laugh or complain about this instead of taking legal action and demanding them to apologize and retract. That's how this shit spread, and that's why COVID is repeating it too. You don't fight these lies. You just let them get away with this. Not smart. Start fucking demanding apologies and retractions. Thanks, chatter.
I mean, the chatter is 100% right. Like, I'm sorry, but like, bro, like, you're the big dog. We need you to do this because you have the resources. Like, you need to, because if you don't do it, they're going to start doing it to me, and I don't have the resources that you do. You're the big boy. You're the top of the heap. You have to defend us, please.
Thank you for the
Hassan
advice.
Piker. It's the participation that they have with him. Like, I don't think there's much difference between these candidates and him, whether they sit next to him or not.
I think one of the worst aspects of this is how lonely it is here. I'll be honest. I have my community. I have this movement.
The guy, the one, like, and I'm also the person who has defended him the most over all these years, by the way, through all the bullshit scandals, from America Deserved 9/11 through him getting canceled for saying they should do a fundraiser stream for the Harry Potter game, through God knows how many slanders and scandals. I have defended him.
Oddly, but like, everyone is obviously busy with their own thing. But it does suck that there are very few, like, candidates, politicians. They love what we have to bring to the table. They love the fundraisers. They love the rallies. But it does kind of suck at times. And same with...
Yeah, I know. Isn't that suck? Like, I'm going to adopt a new standard. Like, if you want my help, you're not allowed to do this fucking weird shit where you don't acknowledge me. You know what I mean? Or like try to like throw me under the bus out of cowardice. Like, that's fucking annoying. Mike is a glorified chatter at Hassy Chat. Huh? I've been on the stream like 15 times. I just like the stream.
Media loves giving me coverage, but there's no pushback against this shit.
I just actually like Hassan's content. I'm not a fucking networking disgusting parasite who's just, I just legitimately have always been a Hassan head. I was before I ever streamed. I just like the guy and I want him to succeed. And I like the content.
Going to be, far too late to push back at all. And even then, I'm not so certain. Like, I'll be honest. I feel like if someone...
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. You're one of us. True, I am a chatter.
To me, I don't think the Democratic Party would... there'd probably be plenty of Democrats who would be throwing a party. There wouldn't be a shit ton of prominent Democrats who would be like, this is unacceptable. How do we get here? Because we all know how it got here. It's happening right now. It's happening right now in broad daylight, and no one is saying a damn thing. It's crazy.
No, you're exactly right. You know, these people spend so much time talking about universal health care. They need to talk about universal therapy. These people have just absolutely lost the plot. You know, look at what this guy is saying, and
Where is this guy making content out of? What kind of like is this supposed to be a marble feature wall? Like, so I guess all the money he was paid was not spent into making a studio space, a rental kitchen. I think I see a shopping bag, Airbnb.
An increasingly large swath of the electorate of the Democrat Party. They can't run away from this base. In fact, this base has overtaken the Democrat Party. Just this past week, Chuck Schumer was forced to endorse these DSA candidates, and I guarantee you there's a lot more coming down the pipeline.
Well, over the weekend, a news anchor pressed El Sayed on Hassan Piker's controversial 9/11 mark. Watch.
I think Hassan himself would say that was a dumb statement. He disavowed it. So yes, America didn't deserve 9/11, but you know, to sit here and play gotcha politics with a dumb thing somebody said out of context that they disavowed themselves to say, oh well, what does that mean about what you think? I want to be held accountable for what I say and what I do, rather than this idea that we're so stuck in cancel culture that all of us agreed was a bad idea back in 2020, but we seem to want to bring back.
Yeah, but El Sayed used him on the night before of that victory. Like, they'll use this guy. They'll take him. They'll pull him out like a boogeyman whenever they need.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it's absolutely insane, too, that he says that we need more context to understand, Hassan Piker saying that America deserves...
No politician ever, I don't care how progressive they are, will ever give a whose time you realize this. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's not even true. That chatter is wrong. What the fuck are you talking about? That was literally proven wrong earlier when Pramila Jayapal literally just tweeted, unrequested, by the way, that she put pressure on the University of Washington to have Hassan back. So that chatter, shut up! You guys are stupid! Shut the fuck up when you say dumbass shit like this. Whenever you tell me or Hassan or anybody else who has a platform that we should accept bad treatment, just fucking self-ban. If you want to tell me or Hassan that we should accept bad treatment, fucking just unfollow, self-ban. Get the fuck out. Don't take the time to type. Exit staged right.
As long as they put the policies in the bag, I'm there. Okay.
Absolutely disgusting. And again, these are who the leaders of the Democrat Party are choosing to associate themselves with, choosing to campaign alongside. This is their party. They don't get to run away from these figures anymore. Imagine if this was a Republican running around with Nick Fuentes. He would be rightfully condemned. But when it's Hassan Piker, they get a pass? I don't think so.
Look, I want to put a fine point on this, and we haven't shown it. It's tough to show some of the things that he is known to have said because it's on video and it's him saying it. But there's so many expletives, you can't even bleep it all out. I've not been able to ask anybody about this like I would want to ask him. Why did you say this? He says, I'm a racist. We miss the good times when they were lynching blacks in this country.
Oh, my God. Come on, dude. Really? Really? Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Jesus Christ. He's like, I shudder. I shudder.
Think about James Clyburn, Democrat in South Carolina, saying some things about his problems with this side of his party, not looking like certain people in this country. Your last take.
You're exactly right. And black voters are not going for this. You look at what just happened in Wisconsin. I guess those people like Thanksgiving a little too much over there because Francesca Hong was defeated because of black voters. Black voters, young voters are not going for this socialist ride. They're rejecting them at the ballot box.
Yeah, Republicans should reach out and do what they can among that group, independents and everything. They've got time. CJ Pearson, great to see you. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit. That has to be an easy defamation case? No? Yeah, 100%.
I have already counseled Hassan he should sue people for like at least 5 years. What more do you want me to say? Like, we've had this conversation a million fucking times. Like, there's really nothing more for me to say.
It's like, I've never seen this level of lying. Like, even with James Tallarico and stuff, like, they'll clip them out of context. They'll try to make it seem like they're more woke than they are or anything like that. But in this circumstance, it's like a very overt.
What does 5 years mean? 365 days. times 5. Periodically over the last, 7 years, I've said, yeah, you should sue that guy. Hey, you should get a restraining order from that guy. Hey, you should sue that guy. I showed it earlier where that's what that means. And I've had a conversation with it probably would be a good idea to considering pursuing some legal action because this behavior is really dangerous and it might, chill some of the more unhinged stuff happening.
Way to lie about something so heinous. Anyway, I'll explore the legal avenues here. It's getting completely out of control. You know what I mean? This is not like James Tallarico's vegan. Like, this is straight up saying that I love lynching and that I'm racist. Like, it's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. I will make them apologize for it and I will force them a retraction and we'll celebrate it when it does happen. There's no shot. But ultimately, like I said, this kind of culture war narratives, I don't think are going to work as effectively as these guys think they will. Especially because we have to be everywhere all at once. And we have to remind people of what Republicans are saying, what Republicans are doing. So yeah, the goal to drive Muslims from politics and all media is building the bigoted wing of the Dem establishment. That's 100% part of it for sure. This unspeakably evil clear-cut defamation, and they're doing it because they can't compete against Abdul Hassan and the Dems in the realm of policy. 100%.
All right, we didn't get to the Bernie Sanders interview today because I was just rambling about various shit and me being pissed off. Gweeks trying to cancel Fuseli for 90 minutes straight?
Towers. How much would that cost to go on?
I don't think you should call it the Twin Towers.
Okay, I hear you. It'll be 9/11.
No one is riding that shit, okay?
No one's going to ride the Twin Towers.
I can't believe he made a 9/11 joke in 2026. Why isn't this man banned?
What about this guy with the red hat? Oh, he turned away. Didn't like it.
You can't name a ride the Twin Towers and make it cost 9/11.
Just did. Boom. The New York Knicks won NBA Finals, so we took down a tower, Wemby.
You did.
It's a good 9/11. Sorry, I can't. Sorry. Everyone was out on the street celebrating. Remember? It was. Can I say it? Everyone was out on the street. We're high-fiving. Everyone was partying, and we took down a tower. It's a good 9/11. I'll say it.
You can't say good 9/11. You can't say good 9/11. I feel like you have a fixation on 9/11, don't you?
Hey, come on. Me? No.
I'll say it.
I have a fixation on how fucking horrible it was. It's a tragedy.
You know what's funny? Not funny.
What's funny? 9/11? Whoa. Leslie, we're talking about tragedy.
No.
What?
No.
Huh?
Leslie was laughing at 9/11 there. That's pretty fucked
I
up.
also happened to talk about 9/11 today.
Did you? In what context?
So I met a 22-year-old. No, I was hanging out with a 22-year-old yesterday.
All right.
And then he was like, what year are you born in? And I was like, 1990. And he went, ooh, whoa. And I was like, 1992. And then he said,
whoa?
Wait. No, he said, yeah, he did. And then he said, wait, so you were born before the tower? Like, oh, you remember the towers falling? And I was like, yeah, I have a vivid memory of it. And then I told my chat the whole thing about it. And then he was, I'm not going to go into a whole spiel about it.
No, go ahead.
I was in the car with my dad on the way to class.
During 9/11?
My dad was taking me to school. Yes.
Oh.
My dad gets a call from his friend, and he's on the call. And then I hear him just like going, oh my God. And then he turns and he goes, Leslie, I don't think you have school today. And then I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, well, there was a terrorist attack in New York. And I was like, what? And I didn't understand. But I was like, I think we should still go to school, You
didn't go, no.
What a nerd.
School, yippee!
No, because,
9/11.
Well, part of me maybe, but I think I was
part of you was happy?
No.
You were going,
not
yippee!
Not because 9/11 happened, but
because of the effects 9/11 happened? Oh, I just won the scenario!
You're a bad guy.
What?
So I didn't finish it.
On what day? What day was this?
It was September 11th, 2001.
Oh, Jesus.
I went... Sorry, I'm not laughing because it was 9/11.
Your lap? Okay.
Okay, so I got to class and I sat down and...
By the way, watching this, it's just like one of those things where it's not even like an edgy joke at this point. This isn't even edgy. This is like corporate edgy. We aren't doing anything here that is like transgressive. These are the type of jokes you make on your corporate sponsored streams. It's coworker humor. Yeah. All right, listen to this. I'll be right
On
back.
the board in Mr. Romero's class. Do you remember when I was talking about the arm hair situation? Where
Yeah, like you were bullied for it.
Yes, Mr. Romero. It happened in 4th grade because I was my teacher. And then, so basically, are you paying attention?
Yeah. Mr. Romero was your teacher, and you were bullied about arm hair, which was your 9/11.
Okay, no.
What? No, it wasn't? It wasn't sad, or?
No, it was sad, the bullying, but I wouldn't call it my 9/11. Like, it was a time, and it was bad. Okay,
what,
so
9/11 or the bullying?
both of them, but I'm not.
Both of them are the same sadness. 9/11 and you getting, what was it?
I knew you would do this.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm just asking questions here.
Okay. So one of them is obviously much worse, and
and the other one is 9/11.
No.
Oh.
The 9/11.
All right, chat. Well, I gotta go. It's podcast recording day, so I gotta hop off a little bit early. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna send you over to The Queen Has Returned after like a fucking 30-day ban. That was absolute bullshit. Casey Tron has returned. So take some of the money you didn't spend on the Golden Kappa hype train. I couldn't believe it that you guys didn't want to give me money during the Golden Kappa hype train. So I'm sending you guys over to Casey Tron, the Queen. She's back. And she needs a little bit of income. So don't be shy. Don't be shy to rain love on Casey. It would be very sweet. You could throw Casey a couple bones. So thanks so much. Solidarity forever. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget all the links, and peace out. Love you all.